Hey everybody, how are we doing tonight? Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, everybody has friends in high places now, don't you? So yeah, lots of stuff to talk about tonight. But fortunately, I'm not like packed with with guests and segments and things. I've got of course Mr. Tom Layton and Joey in the green room. We're going to bring them on real shortly here, and I've got a few segments with a couple art collectors. Big bombs to drop, but they're out there. I have to tell you, there's a couple big announcements that will probably happen before New York Comic Con. So my hope is that it'll be able to do one next week that I think will kind of blow everybody's minds. At least it did mine. So at any rate, so we're going to start off with Bob and Joey tonight. And as you know, Bob is now he's settled down. He's settled. No, okay, we're not going to use the word settle down. He's settled in Seoul. He has his own place. He's got all his art supplies ordered coming in. He's going to be ready to start knocking out drawings and things and having a good time again. But this past week he had his big 70th birthday party. That was on Sunday, even though his birthday's on Monday. But they had the cake contest. I'm really curious to find out who won, because I don't think it's stated in the video clips that we've got here which one tasted the best and in his opinion looked the best. And of course he did another drink and draw, because those are going to be a weekly thing for him. So Wes, we're going to save the whole balls late until we get Bob on here and we can talk to him about all of that. At any rate, so here, let me play the video for you, and then I'll have both of those gentlemen in here and we can get down to business.
All right, so here's the entries so far in the contest. There's going to be a lot of cake eating going on here, okay?
All right, so tell us what's going on.
Well, we're at Dicey Comics Cafe for my birthday party. It's Sunday. It's actually the day before my birthday, but you're closed on Monday, so we're doing it today. And these are the entries in the Iron Man cake contest so far. And it's like absolutely fantastic. They're all fantastic. All right.
Here's another entry. Look at this. The Iron Man head on it. Is that you guys? Oh, so you guys did that. Oh, that's great. Here's another one. This is great. Do it this way. Okay, here's another one. This is great. It's got me, my birthday, and Iron Man on it. And you made that yourself, right?
Yep. Thank you.
So, check this out. This is actual drawing of mine that's been transferred onto tape. How did you do that?
Using Green Project.
Wow, that is really fantastic.
Sure.
Okay, so my friend Jedi Master Chief here made this entry for the birthday cake contest, and it has a claymation Bob Layton on it, and it sings Happy Birthday as well.
Wow.
When you turn on the candle, whatever, it's just awesome.
Wow.
Kamsahamnida.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm here with my two favorite girls in all of Korea, with Leo and Unso. They're here for my birthday party. So I'm so glad you can make it. Alright, so we were holding off the whole party for you. And there is everybody waiting to launch these rascals. How about that? 감사합니다.
What should I be?
Come here, Trouble.
Well, no, but we're filming. All right. So, okay, well, we're drawing. All right. This is Simone. She's the president for now. Yes. Explain what we're doing tonight.
We're drawing superheroes and celebrating one of Korea's biggest holidays, Seollal. Basically, Korean version of Thanksgiving, but without the genocide.
Yes. Yeah, and the smallpox and everything. Yeah. So that's the idea. Traditional costumes, and we're doing our favorite superhero, our character. I'm doing Moon Knight. Yes.
Gentlemen, hey, when I post that video, I'm gonna lower the music volume just a little bit. Sorry about that. It was a little loud, wasn't it?
We can't hear it. Remember when you run tape on this?
That's right. I forgot you guys told me that.
We can't hear jack shit.
You can only. Well, that's good that you can hear me when we're doing this, or we wouldn't be able to have much of an interview.
It's like whenever you run the Where in the World's Bob Layton clips,
you get nothing.
We get no audio. Yeah,
sometimes you can hear it sounds like a little bit of I don't know, like
I can't imagine why that is. That's weird.
I just told Joy while we were watching the thing, I said maybe while he's in New York Con next week, maybe I'll get Simone to come in and guest the spot for him, because she.
All right.
I got to tell you, Simone is a piece of work, but she's incredibly talented. I mean, the stuff that she works on, like on her iPad or whatever, is like, she's an art teacher anyway, but she's really good, So, but she's also funny. so I might have her on for pure entertainment value.
Was one of the gifts you got like a wallet full of money? What was that?
Yeah, it was 70. It was 70 won.
All right.
Yeah, 70,000 won to. It sounds like a lot of money, but it's not.
Is it like $10 and
$60?
$60? All right.
Yeah, but it was 70 to represent. It was a Darth Vader collector wallet because
Nice.
The guy who gave it to me, she is I call him Jedi Master because he is a Star Wars fanatic.
He's actually a Star Wars ambassador for Korea. So when there's some official events, he's involved in a lot of them.
Oh wow!
And
the brigade thing.
Oh yeah, the 501st. Well, when we did our Star Wars Day celebration at the store, he ended up helping promote it and blew it up. I wasn't prepared for how many people were going to come because I made these green like Yoda milkshakes that had
Yoda
like green ears and eyes and stuff, and green whipped cream and
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if Disney would approve of that.
Hey, what would they approve of?
They're really they're protective of Yoda, but yeah, I was selling like 200 of them on the first day or something, and I wasn't prepared for that amount of people. So, yeah.
Was he in full Jedi gear?
Well, he wasn't able to come because there was a big Star Wars celebration down south, but
I'm sure he was.
He lent me some helmets and some lightsabers for people to take photos.
She's the one who did the Bob Layton bobblehead cake.
It was very nice.
Actually, he and which one? What happened was we had a judge. Cleo, Joey, and I were to judge the cakes because there was 8 altogether, right? And so we got together and we talked. We decided it was down to the 2. The one guy who actually put my artwork on the cake, the black and white one, he used a lucite projector to actually project my art.
Okay, so that's how he got it so good.
Yeah, and then there was She's, which was the bobblehead Bob Layton that actually lit up and sang happy birthday too. But so Joey will tell you what we did. We were at a stalemate. We couldn't figure out what to do.
We couldn't decide on the top 2. We decided to pick the top 2 and then do a ballot for everyone to vote that was at the party, and it ended up being a draw.
It was a tie
because the prize was the Silver Centurion sketch that he did
While I was in
while
Greece.
he was in Greece.
Ah.
So it was a really good prize. So we didn't want, but it ended up being a tie. So he also had the.
Did you have to do an extra one?
Yep.
Yeah, we had one on deck. So one of them got Spider-Man, one of them got Silver Centurion. And
So which one tasted the best out of all of them?
I know I didn't eat the sketches, but
We try not to eat the art here on CAF. It's like real our advice to all your people out there: when you buy a page, don't taste it.
If you got the money and you're into it.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, my favorite one was, I think one of the best tasting ones for me. It was not the top two ones.
Yeah.
It was that chocolate mousse cake.
Oh yeah,
It was the one that looks like it's melting on
yeah,
there.
it was
It's
one with my
multicolored.
head and Iron Man's head. It looks like it's kind of melty.
Oh,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
inside was chocolate mousse layers.
It was really
and
good.
yeah, it was pretty tasty. I gotta say too. Yeah, none of them were really bad, but I like chocolate anyway. But the chocolate mousse filling was like really pretty awesome. But let me tell you the other thing: 8 cakes, none were left by the end of the day. They went out like locusts,
Hey,
Well, it's
nothing
traditional
wrong with that.
in Korea for me to cut each cake as my birthday, so I had to make the first slice on each one of them. And I was trying so hard on the one with my art not to cut the art. It's just force of habit, right?
And you got to cut it in a straight line, like you're
Yeah.
trimming it.
Michael Lovitz wants to know how's it feel to be so
Hey!
much closer to the century mark?
He's just
Isn't that a
being
nice
mean. I
question?
talked to him earlier this morning.
I had a feeling you guys know each other.
You're just being mean now. It doesn't feel good. I can't wait till you get there. It's like, no, it doesn't feel great, but I feel great. That's the wonderful thing. It's like, life's good. I'm fine. I'm healthy. I'm having a good time. And I love my lawyer, by the way. So don't be upset. But yeah, how does it feel? It feels crappy, Michael. Because I in the inside, I'm still 40. I still feel 40. It's like people are always amazed that I'm as energetic and everything I am. I'm just
You're young at heart.
I'm just young at heart. Yes, that's exactly right. But I was asking Michael if he was going to be in New York because I want him to meet Joey. So he doesn't know yet, but either way, because Michael claimed the Iron Man page from back in
the one you found.
The one I found, yeah, Michael.
Yeah, that's great.
Guess who gets it?
Mr. Lovitz. Doesn't
Mr.
surprise
Lovitz,
me.
Yeah. So Joey's going to see that he gets it.
Yeah.
Well, I would, Joe, you have to be prepared. You're going to be like a celebrity when you get there. There's going to probably be 50, 60 people that see you and recognize you. And they, at the very least, will ask you, why do I know you? And you just have to say, I've been hanging out with Bob Layton for the last few
cosplaying as me.
Yeah.
So, hey, Bob, here's a question for you. Did you hear the big news today? The big news about comic art fans.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't heard it?
No, I haven't heard anything.
You're just waking up.
It's
This all
only 10
happened while
o'clock
you
in
were
the morning
sleeping.
here. We just got up about an hour ago.
Exactly. That's why I just realized that you've been sleeping, so you didn't get the press release. You haven't gotten the memos, the faxes, and everything that went out. We hired a new CEO of comic art fans. Believe it or not. Yeah, and you know him, Kazra.
Really?
Kazra is taking over comic art fans. How do you like that?
Well,
You're in shock. You tell me something bad about Kazra, because I should have. Maybe I should have interviewed before I hired him.
Kazra is juggling so many different balls.
Yes, but he's backing away from the other stuff. He's going to be doing our business full time. Very shortly.
Excellent. That's excellent.
Isn't it?
And what is your position now? Are you working for Kazra?
Well,
because that sounds untenable.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We've decided to make me like the chief creative officer, because I don't like titles. I always just called myself owner. I've never really liked that, but they felt I needed a title, so we decided to go with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Are you happy with this?
I am. Yeah, well,
that's all that matters. I mean,
because he and I've been we've been working together since
Castra.
February. Yeah,
Well, it's you and Castra. How can you go wrong?
that's the way
You know?
I feel about it.
Yeah, I just know him that he's always got his, like a million things going on at once, So, because he's still supposed to be working with Jason on my documentary.
I know he is. Well, definitely,
Yeah.
but that kind of like this allows him to get back into the arts full time, move away from the biotech side of things, and that's the goal. We want to be doing more of things
Right.
like that documentary that Jason's going to be working on. I figured that's something that we can help out with. I see Jason in the chat. Yeah, I'm still chairman of the board, Jason. I'm not walking away or anything like that. I'm just taking a step back to let somebody else lead things a little bit. We're working together. It's not like he's making
Right.
decisions on his autonomously.
No,
We're working.
No, I'm not grilling you. I'm all for it. Okay?
Somebody asked if I was leaving. That's all in the chat.
No. It wouldn't be CAF
I'm not retiring.
You, man.
I can't retire. I mean, I'm having too much fun. It's just I can't do it all. It's like I'm already working 80, 90 hours a week.
Hey, I retired when I was 45 after I sold Valiant. That lasted about 9 months. I'm bored out of my skull. I just wanted to be able to say that I retired at 45. Dumbest move I ever made. So yeah, I'm gonna work till I drop. Speaking of which, and news, as you may know, the WGA strike is over as of midnight last night.
Yes.
So all we got to do is wait for SAG to chime in and settle, and then the Helix is off and running. So
that's good. So
that's
you're
bad
back
news
on
for
track.
you, good news for me.
I know. Well, we'll figure things out. If you can't make it to OAX, we'll do something special one way or another.
If it's humanly possible, because I do want to see my family too. I
Right.
want to see Jill, Jason, and my grandkids and all that too. So that would be my only opportunity to do that. So, we'll see what happens. When I talk to Marcus, once they settle the strike, it's like one down, one to go. But and I'll tell you, I got a birthday text from Edward James Olmos, and
nice.
he was freaking out over the cake. He saw she's cake on my social media thing, and he writes me, he's like, Bobby, I love this cake, man. It's like he never forgets. He's so good, man.
That's true. Yeah. See, Michael said that maybe if you can't make it, maybe you'll be able to do some kind of a commission list special for the show. You never know.
Nothing else. I'm set up. I mean, I know, Michael. We haven't talked about the movie because Marcus put everything on hold until the strikes are over. But it's like now one's down, one to go. From talking to my actor friends.
Mm-hmm.
The most of them saying they don't know how much longer they can hold out without working because unemployment only goes so far.
Right.
And the average actor doesn't make a lot of money. I mean, they make, like if you're on NCIS or something like that, you're making about $6,000 an episode, and then your agent's taking 15%, your manager's taking 15%, and California's taking 50%. So I mean, they come home with a couple of grand in their pocket per episode. It's not like, I'm not talking about the stars. I'm just talking about the people who regularly act.
Yeah.
So, and that's the majority of actors. Okay. We're not talking about the list of 20, the ones in the stars. And we're talking about regular old working actors. And though that's the one that makes up most of SAG, so sooner or later, they're going to want to go back to work.
Well, you've been like hitting on jokes that I've been waiting for Marcus to key in on. I had Dinesh on the show last night. And he told some funny stories about you that we didn't believe. And I
wouldn't believe it either because he's it's Dinesh.
I know. So tell me that you had the theme of the sketch show, or the sketch of the drink and draw was the holiday, which is going on. Does it go all the way through next week too? Will it still be going on when we do it?
It goes through the weekend and then it's extended a little longer so that people have it's one of the bigger, longer, like vacation type of holidays where people have considerable amount of
Are
time
schools
off.
closed and everything too. I mean,
Schools are
it's-
closed.
Yeah.
This year it seems like more stuff is open than used to be. It used
Yeah,
to be
last night
everything was-
restaurants were open. Some of the groceries were open. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be everything was closed. It was like Christmas, where the all the businesses were dark and the streets were
It's-
empty.
Like Simone said in the video, it's basically like American Thanksgiving without the genocide.
without the genocide. I did hear that right at the end. That's why I've got to lower it. Yeah, you couldn't hear the music was too loud. I always post those videos separate as standalone ones. So before I post that on the channel, I'm going to lower the music so I can hear all of that because it was just a hair too loud. If you weren't right at the camera,
She's so funny. She, like I said, she is hilarious. That's why we made her president.
So, yeah, usually on that holiday, there's some traditional foods people eat, and then there's some games that they play, and there's also gifts. So the store's full of these gift packs. So one of the drawings someone did, the kind of one of the most famous of the gift packs is there's these really ornate like Spam gift boxes. If you search for it like Korean Spam gift box, you'll find that. And
so it's not just big in Hawaii or whatnot. It's big in
no.
Koreans.
They got Hawaiians beat when it comes to Spam because they come in like all kinds of like variety boxes and stuff like that. You can buy it by the case here. It's like they're crazy.
Well, one of the drawings, a guy did the Joker with some gag Spam thing, and then
it's coming out of the Spam.
Another guy did one that was the traditional game, the Yadnori. They had they had the Marvel characters playing that, which is this.
Those are
game
sticks,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they throwing bones.
It's kind of I think there's some gambling involved. It's kind of like spinning dreidel.
That's a typical Thanksgiving thing. Usually we're gambling on football games. Speaking of which, who's playing tonight? Quick, somebody type in. Who's playing tonight?
I saw an ad. I think it's Green Bay and somebody else. I don't remember. I saw it on Yahoo when I was reading.
Well, I hope somebody else shows up. Otherwise, it'd be a really dull game.
I can't. Well,
Come on, somebody tell us.
I never get to watch Thursday night football. I'm always on shows like these.
As soon as we get off the air with you, we go right to NFL. It's Green Bay, Detroit. Okay, I want to watch Detroit. They're actually good this year. You know.
Snork says the Lions are killing the Packers.
Okay, no, I like the Lions. They got a lot of moxie, man. I'm not thrilled about their quarterback, but they got a defense that's killer. So they could probably win that division this year easy. We'll see.
Are you gonna do you put money? Well, do they gamble there, right? Can you do sports betting in South Korea on American football? Probably.
Well,
not.
nobody watches American football.
Betting, like gambling and stuff. There's casinos here, but actually Koreans aren't allowed to gamble. If you go to a casino, you have to be a citizen of another country, and even
business can't be that good then, right? I mean,
Korea is one of the only countries that where breaking a law here, breaking a Korean law while you're in another country, you can still be punished for it. So if you gamble in another country or smoke pot in another country,
if he goes to Thailand and throws some dice and smokes some weed.
Well, I can do it because I'm not Korean.
No, but I'm saying your wife, or something. Yeah, they can be busted for doing it.
Yeah, my wife can.
Koreans have a lot of rules. One thing,
but they can play the traditional gambling games where they're throwing sticks on a piece of paper, and that doesn't count though.
Not to say it doesn't happen though. There are some gambling dens right here in Dundaemungu.
The basement in my building where my shop is a pachinko hall. There's some stereotypes.
So Bob, you could go hanging out. You could be hanging out at the casinos because you're not I'm not a citizen, and you also have an alias of Tom Layton, so you can get around.
But I'm not. Gambling is not in. Listen, I'm an obsessive compulsive guy. Gambling is not really in my milieu. It's like life is enough to gamble for me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Especially now that I'm getting close to the century mark. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah. I think
my
Michael
God.
owes you a couple free hours on the clock.
Yeah. No, Michael owes me nothing. He's the best lawyer and best friend a person could want.
I've used Michael for a few things myself. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
helped
really
me
good.
trademark Comic Art Fans and a few other
So what
things
else
we've
we
done.
got?
Yeah, no,
So okay, Simone did a bunch of little vignettes, which I love
Yeah.
these little cartoons.
So one of the traditional foods is somgyun. It's like a kind of a rice cake with a sugary center. So she made a vegetable somgyun, and then she made she did this, which is like making rice cakes, where you mash the rice in this kind of mortar and pestle type thing. With Venom was making rice cakes out of Carnage, and then there's the Carnage rice cake there too. and then
But it's their theme, right? You know.
Yeah. We also got a very Korean style Professor X.
It's Sean, yeah.
unmistakable.
Yeah, it's just
That's
Sean.
awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny.
And of course we had
I
Moon
did.
Night, Chuseok Moon Night.
Yeah, I did Chuseok Moon Night because the moon is part of the whole festival.
Mm-hmm. Very
So
appropriate.
Yeah.
I put the pictures of it all up on one of the forums we have for the shop and customers of the shop, and someone commented on the Moon Night one. Said, "Oh, the Moon Night one really looks good. That's the best one."
There was a
I
new
said,
girl
"Oh, yeah,
from England.
That guy does a good job.
There was a new girl from England there last night. She's new in the country, so she comes to drink and draw, and so she's walking around the table and looking. She goes, "Are you professional?
Are you a professional artist?
Are you a
That looks
professional
good."
artist?"
You might have a
I'm like-
future in comics,
I'm
sir.
just like, where have you been for the last 6 weeks? I've owned this country for the last 6 weeks. What? And she goes, "Well, I just got here." So
International student.
she had no idea, right? And it's like, so we had to give her the 411 on that, So then I couldn't shut her up.
She moved and sat right next to him. They're best.
Yeah,
friends
she
the rest
moved.
of the
Like
night.
she came and sat next to me there. So, but it's been a fun event so far. It's like we didn't have quite the turnout as last week. Obviously, we had 32 people last week. I mean, for our inaugural thing, but a lot of people are out of town, so I expected less. But it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's working. The idea is it's working, and we're developing new talent, and and everybody's doing that in a fun atmosphere.
Looks, heck, you just getting anybody out there to hang out with you. You get to teach them a few tricks. You give everybody a task or a theme. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And
and
you
again,
get-
like I said, these are all for charity too. We're going to be, like I said, all this stuff is going to be auctioned off or donated to charity at the end of the year. So that's the idea that we're, not only doing this, but some people will benefit from it as well.
Well, doing good work over there, Tom. And
Hey, listen,
yes,
Tom has to keep idle hands. Tom cannot have idle hands. But like I said, next week all my equipment shows up, so I'll be able to start drawing again because I'm antsy, man. I want to get back to it.
Well, you were telling me in the green room before we got started that in South Korea, there's no traditional art supplies that you can readily get because everybody works digitally. So you actually have everything shipped in.
Yeah, I had to have it all shipped in from Amazon because thank goodness Amazon will ship to Korea. But we couldn't find a drafting table.
Yeah.
There's just no such thing because everybody just uses the lap pad, right?
There's some really big and amazing art supply stores and stuff, but yeah, like the drawing table was there was like the ones we could find were kind of small. They were like it's like they were for kids' bedrooms or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to invest in a huge computer because I'm only going to be here for 4 months, right? So I picked up a refurbished one, a version of my old computer back home that Jill and Jason have in storage, because I brought my external drive with me, so I have everything that was on my computer. I can just plug it in and download it. So I'll be able to access all my old files and all that kind of stuff, because I need my logos and all that crap,
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to do that. But I just bought a refurbished one because I figured it's just gonna last me 4 months, right? So or whatever until I head off to Sweden. So there you go.
So yeah, well, there's you were talking about the kid-sized desk. The guy who I'm going to have on here next, he has an office space in his home, and it's under a kid's bed. One of those like bunk beds.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's in his he's got to be in his early 40s, and he's still sitting underneath the kid's bunk bed.
I'm gonna stay. I think I might stick around and watch that
just to see what this guy looks like, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good friend. He's a good friend. We were talking on the phone, but I figured we got to have some fun here.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Simone and see if she'll fill in for Joey next week, so we can have her on the show because she's highly entertaining.
Well,
Thank you, William. That thing was a pain in the butt to do. I've only recreated that a couple of times. It was a pain in the butt to do, but it's one of my more fun covers. Absolutely.
There you have it. And so hey, Ian, I won't tell you the story Dinesh said, but you got an embarrassing Dinesh story that you can tell me?
Well, other than he used to write me constantly at Valiant when he was 11 years old. I mean, yeah, he was like the #1 heavy breather Valiant fan, right?
He still is, I think.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, the thing with Dinesh, though, he was from that school that, that Jim Shooter created everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until Jim screwed him that he suddenly realized that maybe Bob was right. Yeah, I mean, it was which I always thought of as no. I mean, Dinesh is Dinesh. I don't know what I can tell you. It's like sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. What do you say?
He said that when you were in I think it was South America during the filming.
South Africa. No, we were doing shooting bloodshot.
It was South Africa, and he said that that you came into his trailer to use the bathroom, and he made a joke about you in the bathroom. I won't repeat it. I won't repeat it. Well, he just said something like he hears sploosh sploosh in the toilet or something like that. And when you came out,
I didn't take a shit in his trailer. If that's what he's talking about.
No, he said it was something else. He said it was that's why somebody called you Balls Layton earlier. That's because that was the joke, was Balls Layton, and that you came out and told him that's what happens when you become an old man, that your balls drop. And I can't believe I'm repeating this. Now I'm like Dinesh.
No, it's right. No, it's fine because it's actually true. The trouble with some European toilets is they're very shallow, so you got to watch it. And you don't wind up like dipping your nuts in the actual toilet. Yes.
Oh my God!
Unlike American toilets that are deep, right? A lot of Europeans, so you can wind up teabagging yourself, if you're not careful.
I think Joey was not prepared for this conversation.
I think he was just upset that I have better equipment than him.
Well, he was making it sound like they're hanging a foot down, and that was the issue. But you're talking
half a foot, maybe.
All right. Well, that's why I wanted you to say something embarrassing about him. We got to make it even here.
Telling a story, you got to take the bull by the balls. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! Right.
This show's ruined already. Go off the air, man. Oh my God! I thought Sean Chin would say some stuff. I mean, when Sean was on, I mentored him. I thought he would at least tell one Bob Layton story. But Sean's not exactly a stand-up comic either. Bernard's the one who got all the humor.
I'm sorry, I can't think straight right now.
No, I got him and Bernard Chang in a match set in San Diego in '93.
Yeah,
got them both like I said, like bookends. Discovered them both the same place, right? Because they are inseparable, right? So I brought them back to New York, and we started training them there at Valiant, and look at them. The both of them are just amazing creators.
Well, no, I agree.
So proud of both of them.
We'll see it, and so that's what you're trying to raise the next or inspire the next generation.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring Western sensibilities to Eastern culture.
Yeah,
so they can mesh.
Hey, would you like to say?
I'm getting interested in Webtoons. I'm really starting to dig in because I really think that's the future of comics, the Webtoons. Mm-hmm. It hasn't moved west yet, but I'm really exploring that.
Well, I mean, why not? This is you should tackle a project like that. Get people
Well,
into doing something like that over
the
there.
business model for comics is 70 years old. It's like comics are not going to get cheaper to produce. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, we need an alternative to the expensive, $5 pamphlet that you have to wrap in plastic so it doesn't rot and melt. So there needs to be other alternatives. Webtoons are huge here in the East, and so I'm exploring that, like on a business level, because I think it's going to make its way west. It doesn't
no
really
shortage
your
of ideas,
guys
Bob.
any good, but because most of it's electronic. But at the same time, I like to keep the medium going as long as possible, and there's some good artists here. There's some good artists, and there's some good up and coming artists. So I'm teaching them how to do OG. Some of these people, it's the first time they've ever worked on paper.
Well, that's
Yeah.
They should start on paper. Well, but
Well, no, that's my point. Most of them they use the iPad they use their pads as a cheat.
Yeah.
Because if they don't know how to draw a hand, they just put a photo of a hand and trace it. Right. That's not learning. I mean, that's using it as a crutch instead of a tool. So I'm trying to teach them how to go back to the beginning. Even Picasso knew the aesthetics before he broke them. Okay. So it's like I'm trying to teach them the way to learn which end of the pen makes the wet squiggly marks, and then they can take that knowledge to their whacking pad or whatever you're using.
Yes. Hey, a couple comments in the chat. Larry mentioned that it's a good thing you're doing that, Bob. $5 comics will kill the industry, is what Larry feels. And
everybody said $4 and $3 would kill the industry or whatever. The point of it is, I mean, this guy runs a comic shop. Joey can tell you more than I do. He actually runs a successful comic shop here.
Are $5 comics going to kill the industry, Joey?
Well, I think my market's a little different. I think it weighs more into the collector, kind of the collector's area, because it's Korea, and there are a fair number of people they're reading the comics, but there's a lot of them that are just collecting.
But you do a lot of back issue sales, right? I mean, the older stuff, because that will never lose its collectability. Just like the art you gotta have on your walls, Bill. It's like that will never lose its collectability. Those pages from the old comics and stuff like that. But I mean, it's the newer stuff. I mean, the point of it is there's so much product. I mean, so much of it is just. I haven't been in many comic shops, so hanging out with Joey, I'm looking at some of the shelves, and some of these products, I mean, are just ghastly. They need to go. I mean, they're just dumb.
I think there's I think it's not just $5 comics. I think if there were just, I think that in some ways they're just producing too many comics. Like right now, I think there's like 9 X-Men titles. Or there's like 7 or 8 Star Wars titles, and I think it was.
But that's corporate. That's units sold. Everybody needs to do their projections, so they just pump out and force all the retailers to buy number ones by pumping out new number ones because nobody wants to miss that.
Spread across too many things.
Yeah, but do we really need an Orson Welles comic?
It's a very niche comic.
I'm just saying. On his shelves, I'm looking one day and I go, somebody made an Orson Welles comic. It's Orson Welles in space, by the way. Do we really?
Where else would he be at this point? Oh, brother.
I'm sure somebody needs it.
And Jason mentioned that he just picked up a Valiant page that was worked on by Sean. So
Sean.
There's some good art out there by
He
Sean.
was a solid 1 page a day guy. I could always count on Sean. He just thought he would march down the field 1 page a day. Bernard was a little less disciplined, but we got it out of him. Sometimes because Bernard had intramural basketball and a lot more other activities, chasing girls. It's like so keeping him nailed down. There was one issue of Dr. Mirage that he was so late on. I had it. I changed the story and have it set in snow and then in a coal mine. so he didn't have to draw
So he was
backgrounds.
filling all the blanks.
So he could get it done on time. So the first part of the story takes place in the snow, and then the second part takes place inside a coal mine. You know, and just so he can draw it fast.
He was probably very grateful for that. Did you reduce
It was
his
a good
page rate for
story
that?
too, though. But yeah, it's exactly right. I just said, well, I got to get Bernard on time somehow. I need to write this story so you can draw it quickly.
Go out in the cold
Yes.
for like 5 panels.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I mean, those hardcore Valiant readers know exactly which issue it is too.
Wow. Well, you know, before you go, do you want to meet the gentleman who's usually sitting underneath his kid's bunk bed while he does shows here?
Oh
on the
yeah,
show?
well, let's see this guy.
Do we have
He's
to
not
talk
under it
quietly?
right now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
is this kid asleep? Do we have to be quiet?
no, his kids. Yeah, there he is. There, James.
Hey, James.
Hey, I don't know what he's talking about, man. Bill just lies to us.
Where's the bed, man?
No, so it's in my office, but I come into this office. Well, it's in my other location. I come
Yeah,
into
it's
this
terrible
office.
internet in the
You're missing
other office.
entertainment value, James.
Huh?
You're missing the whole entertainment
What?
value here.
Well, here, let me throw a little
Television.
guilt trip. I'm going to put the guilt trip on Bill. The reason I have an office under that bunk bed is because I gave up my main office so my kid could learn during COVID and have a nice little location. And then when I moved into the other office, I just never left because it got cozy. But then, hey, if you could go upstairs and take a nap in the middle of work.
Yeah.
Well, it's like living in a camper. Yeah.
But I'm
feel
just saying,
guilty.
James, what you missed is the entertainment value because this is streaming television. You know, it's
I've seen links.
people
It's
want to
awesome.
see. People want to see the freaky stuff. Okay,
Stuff there, like
you got an office underneath your kid's bed. That's
background.
that's crazy.
a bit of authenticity for a
Yeah.
Dyson vacuum or something.
Yeah.
That is a Dyson. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's the charger.
You got to.
All right.
Wow.
No.
Oh boy. Well,
All right, so we're gonna go watch the Detroit Lions.
Yes. Kick
trounce,
kick
Green
butt on the
Bay.
Packers, right?
So I'll see you next week, Bill. And
Sounds good.
like I said, hopefully I'll have Simone on as our guest co-host.
Yeah. Safe travels, Joey.
Can
Joey,
I ask you
James,
one question,
James,
Bob?
what's up with you? James, what's up with you today?
Can I ask you one question?
Oh, absolutely.
Out of all the places you visited, is there any place from a natural beauty perspective that just kind of took your breath away?
Yeah. Greece.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Greece is breathtaking, stunning, especially around the shores, the marina,
Mhm.
that area of Athens. You know, you just look up and you see those clay houses that go on to almost infinity, and then you get to the islands. And the islands, I'm sitting in the Aegean Sea with my friend Andreas, you know, and across the bay there, you can see Turkey. It's right, yeah, you know, it's like Greece's natural beauty is unparalleled. You know, although I haven't really seen much of Korea outside of Seoul. And, you know, people don't realize Seoul is larger than New York City, the 5 boroughs. That's how big the city is. It's like that city planet in Star Wars, you know? I mean, it's like Seoul goes on forever. You know, it's huge.
It's a different kind of beauty.
But I'm saying is Korea has a ton of beautiful things. I haven't seen much of it yet. You know, there's Jeju Island and
Actually, one of the prettiest places when you go up to the DMZ.
I love that. Every time
they're trying to make you go there.
I'm going to hang out. No, Tom Layton wants to hang out with little Kim, man.
Yeah, no, my dad used to tell me stories of the DMZ because, you know, he had to walk the wall, or the area.
I'm actually,
Military brat.
I'm actually reading about was it Hongdae, the evacuation.
That was one of the.
Just when they drew the 38th parallel,
Mhm.
the American troops pulled off one of the greatest evacuations in history, bigger than Dunkirk. They moved 150,000 Koreans out of North Korea into South Korea in a day. And it's a huge historic event here in Korea. But few people know about it outside of Korea, you know, but it was an incredible American operation. I've been reading about this because I was discussing this with Jonathan Kim, the producer. He wants to make a movie about this, you know, but, you know, he wants the American perspective. So I've been reading up on it. Something I might actually get involved with. But
You got too many irons in the fire.
unlike Castro, I can balance him though.
He better be able to balance them. I just hired him.
I know. I hope so. You know,
I'm going to have him give you a call so you can give him a pep talk
We
before
love Cass,
everything gets
man.
official on the 1st.
I love Cass, man. There's no problem. Everything's
Oh
gonna work
no,
out.
I know. I've known him for 20 years. I tried working with him 10 years ago when I started a book project, and we just really couldn't work it out. So I'm kind of glad it
Trying to work
took
with
10
him,
years,
exactly.
but now
It's
we're
very
kind of back to that point. Yeah, so it's all good.
Working with Castro is very trying. Yes.
I don't know if he's watching tonight. I think.
I don't think he is. He went to Chicago again or something.
Yeah, he's up. He had a flight today that was delayed.
Yeah.
So he might still be in the air for all I know.
Sounds like you need to put a board together to make sure you put a check on the CEO's power.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So James, what do you got today?
So I help Bill on a show once a month where we go over the sketch theme, like a certain theme within CAF, and people are interactive. They vote on it. I do some quizzing and stuff. But today we're going to do polling on what the October theme is going to be. So that being said, it's a theme where everyone posts art associated with the theme, right? So do you have any suggestions of what you think October theme should be?
That's what we do a drink and draw every day. We have a theme. Yeah, like last night. I don't know if you caught the show earlier, but it's Korean Thanksgiving here. So it was like everything drawn last night was about Korean Thanksgiving. So it was a holiday theme. So we have Halloween coming up, right?
Halloween, horror, scary. What are some of your other drink and draw themes?
Well, we've only had 2. Okay, well, this was the second drink and draw since we just founded the chapter here, and
You might look at your theme list.
we might steal from you. But last week was a gender swap. Last week we do your favorite character but swap genders.
Okay.
Yeah, that
was
Huh? Yeah, feel free to steal that.
Yeah. favorite.
Simone's the one that comes up with it. She's actually pretty clever, but she thought since it was an actual holiday here in Korea that we should do a holiday theme. It's not a bad idea. I mean, October's coming up, and let's face it, we got lots of spooky characters and lots of good artists out there. I love to do ghouly stuff.
For September, it was robot cyborgs. So I think there was an Iron Man or 2 in that.
Of course.
Somebody did a little stretch, but it's a
He's
cyborg.
not a robot or a cyborg, but
I mean, it's artificially enhanced human.
Well, the point of it is, whatever you come up with, let me know. Maybe I'll join in.
You want to be a panelist? It is the 11th.
Contribute to drawing. He could
contribute.
participate.
Definitely, I can do that.
Bob's a member. Bob's been a member of CAF.
I've been a CAF member for a long time.
Yeah, at least 18 years. Long time. Yeah. He's an OG CAF member.
I
hey,
am.
Bob, did you know that the first thing that Kazra wanted to do was he wanted to change it from CAF to KAF, and Kazra art fans is what I'm like. And I said I vetoed that one because I still have veto power for a while on him, even though he's going to be CEO. I'm like, no, we're not going there. That's a different kind of CAF.
Well, Bob, my CAF gallery is James Hassel. I'll shoot you a note on the theme.
He says it also sounds like Korean armed forces, so that doesn't really work.
No, we can't. Oh, there you go. It's a non-starter then.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna catch the
right,
the game.
You got the football game going.
Okay, Bill, we'll see you next week. All right.
You got it. I'll see you. Try to eat something fun and videotape it.
We're working on it. They have some stinky fish thing in mind for me, so we'll hopefully find that before Joey leaves.
Perfect. Thank you.
Watch
Joey.
out for any high water toilets. And
yeah. Hey, listen, this show has gone to an auto law when we're talking about teabagging my balls in the toilet. Okay? That's like this show has definitely disintegrated.
How do we turn that into a theme? No, I'm kidding. You guys have a good night.
Boy. All right, guys. Joey, safe travels.
Peace out, man.
Oh yeah.
Bob, we'll see you next week.
Okay.
I don't know. So I've got
that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's always a riot. It's stories. It's just living life, man. He's the ability to just travel the world like that, just interact with cultures on the local level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot of people's bucket lists.
Heck yeah. I mean, he's been on the road for 6 months now. I mean, or maybe even more than that. It's been a while. So yeah, lucky him. And he gets to stay away for another 4 months. So Yeah, that's awesome. I was like looking in the chat. There was too many funny things going on. Yeah, Bob tells it like it is, though. He doesn't pull any punches. He had no problems with the splooshes. But let's see. I'm not giving out Casper's CEO email, so that's not. Yeah.
Well, I do have a question for you, Bill. When are you going to have the new boss on?
I honestly wanted to have him on tonight, but because he had to fly, it was an important thing that actually just came up.
Private jet or first class?
No, he's on Frontier, so he's flying coach probably between, two people he'd rather not. But but he was going to be on, and then it just wasn't going to work out. So he's probably going to be on next Thursday. We're not going to divulge too much, but we wanted to make everybody really aware of what we're doing here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just everybody knows I'm overworked. I can't keep the pace anymore, and James and I were talking earlier. I'm like, I could coast doing CAF for 20 years if I really wanted to, and I'd be perfectly, I could be content. But the bottom line is if you can't do your best when you're always, James is doing that's very true.
No, that's I've got a little commission going with JG. Next on the list. It's I'm not going to say anything except it should be really bright and colorful.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Colored piece. Well, I can only imagine who might be doing that one.
Yeah.
But yes, you get the deal, though. We've talked about this before, James. As far as bringing Kazra on. So I'm. I didn't tell you about Kazra before the announcement.
No, he had my unofficial shareholder vote when he brought us pizza at Heroes.
He's smart. That's the thing.
He won us. We were done.
I know. He he did it as a test because that was before we really had talked about full on pizza party for the auction, and he's like, let's see what happens, and bam, everybody's drinking and they wanted pizza, and then you could tell that you were gonna have a good time. So that Kazra's kind of a doer. He doesn't he's not afraid to just throw it out there and see what happens.
And it wasn't Domino's, man. It was legit. So nothing against Domino's. I eat that too. So Domino's, don't sue Bill. But it was really, really good.
Yeah, and Alberto did point out, James, thank you very much. So you were trying to take over that interview with Bob. So he says now that Kaz was taking over, James is trying to impress the new boss and become the new interviewer. Okay. Yeah. I know. I was thinking of just going back into the green room for a while, everybody. So just get out of the way.
I've got a good 2 questions in me, and then I'm out. So
that's all you need is 2 good questions. Usually, get 2 good questions, you can make it your way through like 15 minutes of an interview.
One thing before we jump in and get the ideas from the polling, I was post something on CAF. I figured, hey, come on here. I'll do a new art share before I post it on CAF. And this one, is special to me. Yeah, because real quick, because I posted. I had a run of like 8 pieces. I'm about to get another one. Jiggy kind of mentioned it, but there was one piece that it was special, and you're gonna look at it and go, WTF? But I'm gonna share it anyway. It's a killer female clowny thing, right? Not typically my vintage X-Men.
Is that Aranga, right? I mean,
it's Aranga. And why it's special to me is this is the first published piece he's ever sold another collector. So I get to post the first published Aranga piece on CAF, and I'm so excited to do so. So when you guys see this creepy ass clown that I'm going to try to hang in my kids' room, and until my wife tells me to take it out, do your comments, do everything, because we all known Aranga for a while. We all known, we used to joke around. I got a commission of him with a ruler measuring Silver Surfer's thigh gap and stuff, right? Little things, and then bigger things, and then crazy things, and then published things. So it's kind of pretty awesome watching him grows on. I mean, he's a very, very successful engineer and engineering manager, right? He doesn't have to do any of this art shit, but he has passion and talent, and it's just awesome.
Well,
it's independent, Jason. If it was DC, I would have sold it already.
Let's see. What Jason says, you'll be cosplaying the Aranga clown at Naked Cots. I hope not, James. I hope not.
No,
you don't have the body for it. Oh man, but where was this? Let's see. But everybody's joking on Kazra tonight. He should have been here. Kazra's going to raise the price of CAF premium so he can upgrade from Frontier. I like that idea. I think Kazra would probably agree. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Tom says, don't let Kazra implement a dress code. Absolutely.
I was going to say dress code. Who said that one?
Tom McDonald.
Oh, good.
Tom's going to be at OAX. He's going to be doing some.
He's going to mandate your mask wearing. Oh, that sounds so wrong out of context.
It does. It does. What did Jason say? Will Kazra make Pepsi the official drink? It doesn't matter. I won't drink it. I actually used to like Pepsi. Yeah, so but can't anymore. And then Jiggy mentions he was dreaming of a pizza box exclusive. I understand, Jiggy. That's a wise and fun idea. OAX exclusives, yes. So, anyways, yeah, lots of fun stuff going on. But the reason James is here tonight, of course, is because we have to figure out what we're going to do for a theme in the sketchbook for next month.
Yep. We've kind of run through a majority of our ideas, and we still have some more topics left, but I wanted to refresh it. I typically will pull from the show and grab the top two and do the next next 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we will start the clock now. If you guys have about any ideas that you want to look at for the sketch theme. I mean, Halloween is kind of a go-to. Halloween horror, scary, teeth, wings, capes. I don't know, whatever. Bats. A whole Batman theme.
Batman Day. There was so much Batman art on the internet for a week. I think we burned ourselves out. Horror is always good, though. At the end of the day, there's a lot of horror out there. But if people don't want to go with horror, you can do whatever you like. I'm sure we've done horror themed sketchbooks in the last 15 years, probably 75%.
Yeah, I mean it's low. It's the low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah.
Skulls.
Hey, that you should be able to get a lot of art there. Just none that I can post because I don't have it.
Oh, Supernatural.
Yeah. Vampirella.
Yep.
That would be limited though. They probably wouldn't have a lot of art for that.
Vampires, but
that's very
Goblin.
general. You could get you could get some nice colon Dracula artwork. That would be good. Decapitations. Well, Anthony Schneider would post a lot of that kind of art because he's big on decapitations. Honest to God, I get a text from him at least once a week where he sends me a picture of artwork that he's either just got in or whatever that has a decapitation on it because he will not let me forget that.
I'm glad he's sending you artwork and not like real pictures and stuff.
That's true. That is very true. But it's surprising how many decapitation artworks are out there. There's a ton.
Hembeck. Oh, that would have been fun, but let's see. X-Men art. Okay. Well, Bill, let me kind of do a tally of this stuff. Do you have any unboxings or anything?
I do. I actually have 6 things to unbox tonight.
Okay.
So while you're tallying and whatnot, I can start going through these. I got 4 things from Anthony, and I only remember one of them, so I'm not sure what I got here. But I think I know what this is because after the Frank Thorne haul that he got when he was at Baltimore, Wendy Peeney was there, and I think he got one of those posters. I'm hoping he got a poster signed. I mean, again, he didn't tell me what he was doing or what's in here, but we'll find out. And I did say Wendy Peeney, Marcus. I'm waiting for something in the chat. What the heck is done here? That's an oversized Mylar. Okay, so no, he didn't do the Wendy Peeney one. He sent me the Frank Thorne image. Well, we can't get that one signed, but it looks as if it's totally new from 1977. So I got Frank Thorne. I didn't get Wendy Peeney dressed up as Red Sonja.
So with Frank Thorne, you got a poster, or is that?
Yeah. That was because Frank Thorne always dressed up as a wizard, and he hammed it up at parties and stuff, and so that's a Frank Thorne.
There you go.
Man, hey,
you need some of his Playboy art.
I know. Well, I got that one thing. I got the one Moonshine McJugs. Now this is a book I bought, I think, from Amazon. Something new that came out, and yep. Yes, it is. I won't go through the trouble of opening it up, but probably a lot of people saw these come out. This is the first volume, Richard Corbin's Den, and I think it has I forget how many issues, or It's got like 3 issues in it. But at any rate, always loved it. And they just came out with a whole new hardcover set of these. I think there's 3 volumes of it out there right now. So I just bought the first one. I'm going to get the other 2 soon. But my favorite Corbin work right there.
There you go.
Okay. I got something from Ken Carson here right now. I was denied my peonies by Anthony. Yes, I was, Marcus. Yes, I was. How about that? Bob's too truthful, huh? The funny thing we did learn kind of in a roundabout way about that is that Dinesh did not hit the water. And so I don't know what that says about him or the other guy in the trailer. Sorry, hey, Dinesh, if you're listening right now, I'm just having fun. Just having fun.
Hey, it was a cold trailer. It was a cold trailer.
It was. It was a very cold trailer. All right. Okay. So this is. I know this is one of the winnings from that National Cartoonist Society auction that was held a couple weeks ago. I won one of the auctions, as did like 85 or 90% of the auctions were won by proxy bidders from CAF. I think they actually hit $40,000 total in revenue from the auctions, and the CAF proxy bids amounted to like 34,500 of that. So there wasn't a lot of there was not a lot of bidding going on once it got over to the auction floor. I think the only major piece that wasn't won by a CAF member was the Sergio piece, actually. And that was kind of surprising, but hey, some people have some money. So this was by an artist named Gemma Carell, and it's kind of Disney themed, right? It's got the over here, the 7 dwarves of public transportation. You got Sleepy, Flemmy, Tipsy, Stinky, Chatty, Creepy, and then Spready. Look at that thigh gap on that one on the end, right? Spready. So, and I just felt like this is something I can actually hang on the wall in the house because it's Disney themed. I'm near Orlando, and I just thought it was funny. You got to have a little humor in your life every now and again. So that's box number 3. Looks like oh wait a minute, there's still all right. I'd be remiss if I didn't see what the heck this thing was. It looks like a shirt or something.
Let's see
what was in the pack. Ken. What do we have here? It is a shirt of some kind. It must be an official, Cartoonist Society shirt. It would look really good if I was like on a sailboat, and there's actually a sailboat graphic on it. And it says "I yum what I yum" on the back, and it's got Popeye stitched into it. So there you go. I don't know. I'll have to if I could ever get out on the high seas, I'm going to wear this.
It's use it on one of your themes or your memes.
Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. Your audio is kind of crackly, James. By the way, I don't know if it sounds that way to everybody else.
Probably. About 1,000, man. It wouldn't be.
Another package. That's the new dress code for CAF shows, Alberto. Thank you, but yeah, that's not. It's got to be denim, only denim. All right, so this is.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Kevin Smith auction at all?
I watched like 2.5 minutes of it, and that auctioneer just bored me. I couldn't stand it, so then I muted it for a while because it was actually fun to listen to Kevin Smith a little bit, and then I just got, I didn't realize how much I appreciated the heritage auctioneers until that. They could have really. I would have. What would have been a lot of fun is if Kevin did the auctioneer role. It would have been a fantastic show, I think. So
I'll say I haven't seen. Yeah, and I haven't. The one thing that got me, I haven't seen too much of Kevin Smith, live. But I'm like, this is the Clerks guy. Like he talks like he's in this Clerks movie.
Oh, yes. Oh no, he totally does. All right, let's see here. What the heck is this? I have no idea. This is from Anthony, but it doesn't look like anything I asked for. So
it's a decapitated head.
I have no idea. What the heck is this? There's like no note or anything with this. It's like, did I throw the real art to the, out? What's the deal here? Anthony. So where's Anthony to answer what this is? Okay, well, I'll show it to you guys. I have absolutely no idea what it's for or why I have it. I think, you know what? I think he's just trying to make a joke. And it's sailing past me here. It's a bunch of Captain America helmets, front, back, and side. But he should have like put a note in here or something. Give me some context, man.
It's costume design for
I don't know.
the next episode.
I have absolutely no idea. But a gift from Mr. Snyder. I did not order this, and I can't tell. It looks like it says Pony Kilsey or Tony Kilsey. I don't know. I can't even read the signature on there. Looks like a P, doesn't it? Like almost like Pony Kirby. Yes, Fat Man Beyond, and it is top notch. That is very true.
Oh.
Kitson, is that Barry Kitson? Doesn't look like an N at the end, but hey, I'll believe anything. I'll believe anything. So all right, I don't. I'll have to give Anthony a call tomorrow and ask him why he chose to send that to me. I mean, if it was a full on Cap mask, we'd all have a good laugh about it.
Well, you want to do an intermission, knock out the poll,
yes.
and then open the next one while I just set up the winning poll?
Yes, let's do it.
All
I'm
right.
not putting the mask on. Okay, here, let's why don't we switch you around. Here, let me go like that. There we go.
All right.
Oh, look at there's Kaz on there.
Well, I mean, I got to brand it with the CEO,
I
and
like
plus
it.
you get a free commercial too.
Thank you very much, James.
Yeah. It's always a marketing opportunity. Well, if you guys, of course, if you've done it in the past, take out your cell phones, scan the QR code. That way you can vote for the CAF thing for next month. Of course, you can ask all the questions you want in Q&A, and I'll go through and roll my eyes at all of them, but you're more than welcome to ask. So whip out them phones. Let me, and we'll probably... I split it over the quiz. So probably I got, and you scroll down, by the way. I don't think it's showing all of them. Oh, it is. Halloween, gory, supernatural, big men, clowns, mixed media. So
How
a
did
little
you come
bit
up with big men?
That was mine.
Okay.
Oh no, I think it was could have been a reference to the Bob Layton story.
Ah, okay. Now I understand. All right.
Well, I was thinking because no, somebody said Juggernaut. No, that's what it was. Jason said Juggernaut. I was like Juggernaut, and then you can do Strongman. You can do all these other giant characters. Solomon Grundy if you want DC. Bane. I was just thinking that'd be a cool topic to have. Just the giant the giant hulking characters.
Well, if Big Men wins, we can say the alternative to Big Men is Skulls because that was a good.
Oh, I was going to say balls, but okay, Skulls works.
Balls. Oh, poor Bob. He's not he's got no shame.
Yeah.
What do we got here? I should vote for one of these two, shouldn't I? Yes.
Oh yeah, I will too.
So I saw Nick in the chat. I hope Nick is doing well. I missed out on anything that was going on with him, but I know he's doing his show tomorrow, so I will be able to see him and wish him well live tomorrow.
Yeah. We got 22. I want to get at least 25.
I'm doing it. Remember, if you vote for Big Men, you can also have it's big. It'll be Big Men or Skulls.
Deal.
All right.
The chief creative officer has spoken.
Exactly. My first action.
Your first executive action.
I love it. Because Big Men, there's too many potential downsides to that one. Just like Tentacles was from Mr. Wingo.
The art for that ended up being pretty awesome.
I was impressed by what we ended up getting. So how many votes we got in so far?
29. All right.
30, 30, 30 right here. Can you have 30, 30, 30, 30, 30,
30? All right. I'm good with 30.
All right, we got 31. or
Big Men
skulls.
Halloween Clowns. All right. Now here's what's going to happen. Well, you know what? I can just leave it. That's pretty good. Round 2 is going to be ranked choice, where I was going to do Big Men, Halloween, and Clowns, and you do first, second, third, and then it's ranked choice voting. But this is pretty definitive.
I think it's pretty definitive. Big
cool with
Men and Clowns. They're not. That's Big Men and Skulls. Halloween.
Yeah,
I'm glad Clowns didn't win.
We're gonna take away Halloween. Well, actually, so I'm trying to think of. So we'll do Clowns. Is it Clowns? We've already done humor. Oh no, we'll just do a new vote for November. So we're gonna do Big Men for October.
Big Men and Skulls.
Big Men and Skulls.
Or Skulls. We'll say that.
No,
See,
even
Josh Flanders doesn't know what does Big Men mean.
No, like the big hulking characters.
Like Doomsday,
Hulk.
Juggernaut.
Doomsday, yeah.
Oh, big men.
Yeah. I will. What's another way I can phrase it? Large human men, Josh. No, large. I mean, I guess we'll do skull. I don't want to discriminate. You can do big Bardas. You can do big women too. Muscly characters / skulls works for me.
My goodness, I can't wait to see how you finally write this up, James.
We get it.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I was gonna say the show, because of some travel, it won't be October 9th. I think we discussed it. It's going to be Wednesday the 11th. There's not going to be a dueling dealers because of some New York Comic Con travel. And a lot of you guys will be, probably going to New York Comic Con, which I'm extremely jealous about. It's going to be a bucket list item from before. Java Works, man. Is that a man?
Does Galactus qualify? That is a good question.
He's big.
Okay, well, we'll get this description figured out, and you'll see it October 1st. Hopefully, it'll give you enough pointers.
Large characters and skulls, because they're not related.
Ay. Well, okay. Well, you want to sit around while I open up the other 2 packages here?
Go for it, Bill.
I almost got into this other one, so at least I got to preview it.
I'm gonna put.
And this is the art that everybody wishes they were able to own. There you go. The Aqua Bong right there. Look at that here. Let me take that off of there. I'll go full screen.
Oh, it's official.
There it is. Look at that. What was J.J. Kirby thinking when he drew this thing?
Well, what does your new HR department think?
That is a very good question. Look at it. There's like all that underwater ganja that she's presenting in the clamshell there. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Look at that.
I've heard of hydroponics, but
yeah, this is taking it to another level. Unbelievable. Well, it's mine. I didn't get the shrieking Black Canary nor the 2 Dong, but all right, Marcus. Yeah.
Bill's a water splasher.
I have a feeling I might get fired from this position sooner rather than later. Is that a water pipe? It may very well be. All right. Well, one more box here to open up. And again, this one's from Snyder, and I think I do remember what this was. I think this was something Maureen wanted. So let's see here. They're over taping these things now over there at the Schneider warehouse.
Yeah, I don't mind the extra precaution.
I don't either. My recycling canister ends up overfilling quickly when I do these. Oh man, this is oversized art shoot. Sweet. Yeah, so this is the Stan Goldberg and Stan Lee copy piece from Kathy. Look at it. It's her wonderful winter wear. So I never thought we'd have a piece of Goldberg art in the collection, but now we do. Oh, hey. Maureen came in and said, she actually told me like middle of the show, she came over and was like, if that one piece doesn't sell, I really like it. And so
that's nice. Really nice.
After the fact. Yeah. So there we go. I think it's fun that Gwen's gotten a lot of art during the show. After the shows are over, she'll come in and take something, and Maureen's picked up a few pieces. So That's great. That is great. But now I'm going to have to ask Anthony about the Kitson Captain America helmets. So that's a little different, but I'm not going to.
I think you're behind on your calf posting, Bill.
Yeah, I got a little crazy. Well, I was cleaning my office and I just had art in different stacks all over the place that I hadn't put away in Itoyas, and just from the stuff I've gotten in the last 6 months. And I was like, all right, it's all going up. I got to put it away. So
awesome.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, all right. So, James, we will we'll figure out how to title that thing for next Monday.
We know what we're talking about, right?
We do, but we might have to, like you said, we'll have to tweak it a little bit. I'm not wearing the mask, Marcus. But when you see Kazra on next week, if he makes it on, you can ask him to wear the mask, and God only knows what he'll find around his house. So,
I mean, he's got to win over the audience, so he's got to start trying. He
actually pitched me on a couple show ideas, and they were pretty good. Actually, I'm pretty. I'm looking forward to them. They're really well thought out and make a whole lot of sense, and I don't have to host them, which is almost even better. But they're very fitting for the channel. I never would have thought of them on my own. So,
well, have a fantastic night, Bill.
I will do that, James.
Awesome.
Thank you for popping in. Thank you for hanging out with Mr. Tom Layton for a few minutes and taking over on the Q&A with him.
No worries, sir. All right, I'll talk to you later, Bill.
All right, man. Talk to you in a bit. Oh, man. Now, let's see. What do we got next? I've got Kezra will win us over if he implements a mask mandate. That's not going to happen. All right. So what do I got next? I got a few other things here before we get to Mr. Snorrick's time on the channel. We've got another page I love. This time, Kevin Sharp has interviewed Ethan Young, and Ethan picked a piece of Art Adams art to talk about. And it was funny because I just posted a piece of Art Adams art that the artwork that was given to me by Nick Vatera, the Monkey Man and O'Brien. And on this piece of art, there's a Monkey Man and O'Brien on it. So it's fate. It's fate that's the artwork that we're going to be showing in a page I love tonight. So Dennis Cowan preview, there will be that, Caesar. I've also got a preview of Michael Oming's art for the week after that. I don't have the art in hand, but I did get all the scans for the art that Michael is having. There will be no trad. But yes, Art Adams, I do say. So here, let me go ahead and play a page I love, this time with Ethan Young, interviewed by Kevin Sharp.
Hi, it's Kevin Sharp. Today on A Page I Love, I'm joined by artist Ethan Young to talk about a page by Arthur Adams from Monkey Man and O'Brien. Ethan, thanks for joining us and welcome to Comic Art Live.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Tell us first how you came to decide on this particular page.
Just given my age, I grew up within that generation of aspiring artists that were fairly heavily influenced by a lot of the image guys, and in addition to those guys, you had Art Adams, John Byrne and Magnolia, and a lot of those slightly elder statesmen who were doing other stuff over at Dark Horse. But Art Adams and his cartoony style really kind of spoke to me a lot more as a kid. And specifically with Monkey Man and O'Brien, there was a sense of authorship from him with that series that even as a kid, when I didn't realize just the inner workings of the comic industry yet and how jobs were delineated, there was still something about Monkey Man and O'Brien that you looked at and you're like, oh, this is Art Adams, this is his voice and everything he kind of wants to say, which is, he loves apes and monsters and tall, beautiful women.
So were you buying Dark Horse Presents off the stands when this was coming out fresh?
Some of these comics were a little outside my price range. Either that or my local shop probably didn't get a lot of copies. So I kind of had to get these through the back issues. When I was collecting in junior high, I think I was really into Gen 13. And, J. Scott Campbell is, another artist who was clearly influenced by Art Adams, just like everyone else.
What was it about this particular one that spoke to you?
A big thing is that I love black and white comic books. I love it when a comic book page, when the aesthetics has a strong sense of itself. Whether you talk about composition or like just the confidence of the line work. Like Art Adams is someone who I think throughout his career, I think one of the big criticisms was like, well, he doesn't draw enough backgrounds, like just because of that era. But when you look at his work and you look at his comics, like he always draws just enough to kind of give you a sense of belonging and making sure that the page feels tangible in that way. And so, like, one of the things I love about this page, as a kid, I just copied it a lot. Just like the little kid with his hair. Like, I think, like, when I saw this page again, when you contacted me, and I was looking through all his pages, like, I saw this and I remembered. It was like a click in my memory, like, oh, this is where I learned how to highlight hair by this issue. And this issue had like a white cover with Monkey Man and O'Brien jumping down, and that cover, I have so many fingerprints on that cover because I just had it by my table side all the time. Yeah, because there are other, like, I guess you could say more famous Art Adams pages or pinups, like anything from his X-Men annuals, or even like when he did that short New Fantastic Four run or something like that. But like I said, I think when he's tapped into Monkey Man and O'Brien, I think he's tapping into like his childhood in a way. So I think that really shows through, like all that love and all that texture. I love this page so much.
You had the memory of what you were practicing as a kid, but when you look at it now with your fresh eyes, what jumps out at you?
Probably the last word I said, which is the textures. I think, especially nowadays, this is not like a knock on newer artists, but like with like different tools, with coloring and digital tools, learning how to do lots of different types of textures with ink is something that I've seen kind of not totally disappear, but is no longer like a priority for a lot of younger emerging artists. And once again, there's not a knock on them. Like, there's certainly a lot of great young artists, but like one of the things I love about Art Adams and especially Monkey Man O'Brien is just like there's just so much texture. Like you can feel like the scales of this turtle, like the hair once again, the fur on Monkey Man himself. When I was a young kid, and when I say young kid, I mean like in my 20s, I had like 3 pages of a portfolio that I showed to Axel Alonso and Joe Quesada. I basically just kind of hijacked this signing of Amazing Spider-Man number 500 just to show them these pages. But the editor basically said to me, like, even though you're good, one of the things you really need to work on is the textures, because the texture of your rocks and your steel and what have you in the background is the same as the texture on your faces. And that really stuck with me because it's a great piece of advice because, quite frankly, like, if you're relying too much on color to separate your foreground, your background, your characters, and everything, the art itself is not really doing its job adequately. And once again, we're talking about a master of comic book art here, but like Art Adams, his work is like a teacher in itself, and like, hey, here is how you stage something without color, and everything pops in. You can see everything and how everything is supposed to flow.
Do you own any Art Adams original art?
Yes, I own a page from Monkey Man and O'Brien number 2, the 3-issue miniseries, and I do have a sketch from him in one of his earlier art books. But yeah, it was like an earlier art book from the 2000s, with like lots of monster stuff. My friend got it for me at a signing and kind of, I think, begged him for a Godzilla sketch in there. Those are 2 pieces that I cherish a lot.
Great. Well, Ethan, thank you so much again for joining us and giving us all an excuse to look at this wonderful page. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Kevin. Anytime I get to talk about Art Adams, I talk a lot.
All right. Now that, as always, Kevin's been knocking those out. They do take a lot of time to pull them all together, and I have the easy part, just doing a little bit of editing at the end to kind of making it into something coherent. But thank you, Kevin, for continuing to do those. He's got, again, several more of those in the can ready to go. So we can talk about the schedule next, and it's very full. And I almost feel like when I look at the schedule now, I don't need to book another thing until 2024. So that's, you'll see when you see this thing. It is jam-packed from beginning to end. Gosh, I've had to put too many things in there, but I've got the Dennis Cowan show with Art Sale this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then I've got a Heritage preview on Monday. I've got Ryan, you know him as RS88, over at CAF on Tuesday for a collector interview. Then Oming next Saturday. I've got an art drop with Anthony on the Tuesday before New York Comic Con because he didn't want to miss Dueling Dealers, and Mike adamantly was not going to do Dueling Dealers. So we decided, I said, I'll do something with you to pass the time. Then we've got the Sketchbook show is going to be next Wednesday. Scott Collins art sale is going to be the Saturday of New York Comic Con. He sent me a lot of the art. So for you DC fans, there's a lot of DC art in it. And if you're a Flash fan, you're going to be even happier. So but I'm sure Nick Barucci is going to be at New York Comic Con, so he might not be watching it to see all the Flash art that's going to be in there, but there's a lot. Then I've got Sean Gordon Murphy on for, it says Zorro update. He's got a Kickstarter for Zorro starting around that date. So I figured I'd have him on. We always have a good time hanging out for an hour and a half or so. We'll shoot the breeze. Probably he might even show off a few of the commission pieces that he's been working on, but and then we'll talk about the Zorro Kickstarter as well, because I know he's got a lot of art out there for that. Then Rick Verbanis will be with me as a collector interview on the 17th. I got John Amore on the 21st. I've got a Mike Berkey offer on the 23rd. Heiser is going to be with me on the 24th for a horror show. I've got 2 shows on a Saturday on the 28th with Joe Linsner in the morning, and then Next Comic Art Crew doing a Spider-Man art drop with me that evening. Kevin Nolan with me on the following Saturday. Then the Sketchbook show on the 6th, the Hakes preview on the 7th of November. Then we hit the weekend of Comic Art Live, and I actually have like 5 of the panels already figured out. I just don't have times ironed out from everybody. But Koi Pham is going to be doing an hour-long panel on the 11th that I'll probably be hosting. We'll have some art for sale during that. 9 p.m. that evening, we'll be doing something with the Next Comic Art like we always do. And that will be an X-Men related art drop in the evening. Then the following Saturday, all of you Fred Hembeck fans that are out there, I know you'll be jumping all over the fact that we have Fred on. And I don't think we're going to have a lot of art. I think we're going to do like 6 or 7 pieces for sale from what he's told me. And they'll all be in an auction format since he's very comfortable watching his stuff go at auction these days. He doesn't want to price something and then do it all wrong. Price it too high, price it too low. Auction format. It'll be fun. Then I got Andy Kuhn again, Sketchbook show, Howard Chaykin. That gets me all the way to December 9th. So my feeling is I'm gonna take it pretty slow after that. I don't want to do. I'm gonna if I can help it. I'm probably not gonna do a single sale show on a Saturday from that period on until after OAX, because there's no point in sort of sabotaging. Why is my light all yellow? That's really weird. That's kind of odd. But I don't want to mess up our big OAX there. That's better. Blue show. And anyway, so we're going to keep it as is, and 6-7 weekends off. And that's what I need too, with all the planning and stuff that Kazra and I need to do. I can't get fired in my first couple months on the job, everybody. It's not like that at all. Anyway, so Caesar wanted to see a preview of some of the artwork for the show with Dennis, and I'll show you guys that really quick. Let me just get the mic out of the way. We've still not been able to figure out what this thing is from. This is a Lobo piece. Certainly looks like it should have been a cover. It's got space up the top for some kind of trade dress. It looks like there was a lady logo that was drawn. Should have been here. Probably was done on a different board. It's hard to see, but literally she's got some breasts here, and she's leaning in with a cigar in her mouth, and he's lighting it. So I've looked everywhere. I can't find out where this thing was published. It is stamped on the back. If anybody knows what it is, tell me. Help me out. Help a brother out, because I have a price in mind, not knowing what it was published from, but it is it's kind of what it is. I'd like to be able to be very specific about it. And I got a Man of Steel DPS from issue 54. That one's pretty good. It's Spectre and Superman, and we've got some pages from Steel. I think we got 3 pages total from Steel. These are all inked by Tom Palmer, so they're pretty nice for those of you who are into Steel, as you recall, right there. And one of those is, I think it's from the first issue that Dennis took over the book, issue 34. Another page from Steel. 35, I think. Then these are current. This was Superman Red and Blue. So pencil inks on that. I think it's like Crypto in a weird Superman mecha suit. I have no idea, But there you go. There's a couple pages from that. Then we've got some of these Batman and Robin pencil only pages. I think the inks were done by Sienkiewicz. So these are basically all what we got. We don't have the Sienkiewicz separate inks, but we've got the pencil only from Dennis. Then a cover. This is I'm trying to remember the name of this one. I know it has the name Gray in it. And again, this is one that has a separate piece that was inked by Bill Sienkiewicz. And if you actually look at the finished piece, Bill didn't go all out. I mean, Dennis goes totally crazy here with all the detail. And I know on the inked version of this, it's got half the amount of detail. So this is, I don't want to sound like I'm a dueling dealer. This is like a very finished piece, because it really is when you compare it to the finished piece that Bill did. But then it was, heavily colored digitally to kind of fill in a lot of that extra detail. Then something called Nocturna. I'm not familiar with it, but this was the cover to that. And both of these pieces are done by Dennis. So you get the pencil and the ink. I don't know why he chose the light box on a separate board, but he did. Lots of skulls on there, everybody. You got your big men and skulls. In October, this would be a good piece to add to your collection and go right up into the sketchbook. Then just some extra Man of Steel stuff. Some good artwork too. They were fighting some kind of shaman character here. Where's Bill Byers? We should let him know. We've got lots of Superman art coming up on Saturday. The top panel's pretty nice. And then more here. More here. I think I've shown all this before, but I don't mind showing it again. But then the thing that I didn't know, that Dennis actually worked on the Silver Surfer, issue 143, for those of you who are curious. And I've got 7 pages from that book. I've got the title page. Silver Surfer's knocked down there. I don't know. Oh, it's inks by Floyd. Tom Floyd? I can't remember the first name. I could be wrong on that. But this is from 98. It's from Silver Surfer 143. So if you're a Silver Surfer fan, I know there's a few of you out there. If you want to check out that issue. So I got page 1, page 3, page 5. Lots of Kirby Crackle on that one. Page 9. This next one's pretty cool. Page 11. So that you got Surfer. Lots of board action there. Then we got page 14. And then we have page 17. And I have to go back and look. I mean, I think most of the artwork is in the $400 to $600 range. I could be a little wrong on that, but Dennis and I had a few emails back and forth, so pricing is somewhere in that range. Space Marvel, yeah, that's right. What do we got here? Everybody talks about Kazri as if he was in the chat. He should show up. But anyway, here, let me show you quickly the Oming artwork that we've got for the following weekend too. And I haven't really even looked at this yet myself, so this is a first pass for me. I just have all the slides here as sent. And we how can I make this better? That, and then we'll just go like this, make it easier. All right, so something from Blue Book. And because they just sent me these, I have to scan it all when I get it. Another cover to Blue Book. Something from Murder Inc. Volume 2 cover. And then I guess this was an unused cover to that. We've got some Powers Bureau interior pages. I don't think a lot, but that one's pretty grisly. There's no skull on that one, everybody. And it's a decapitation at the end of the day. Anthony should love that one. Then this is a DPS. Yes, there are breasts in this image. I'm sorry, everybody. I think there's going to be breasts on the other side of this DPS. I think it was they're like in a strip club or something like that. I don't think we've had any art like this on the show before, for sale or otherwise. Mr. Snork and I have never picked anything quite like this, but you're going to get to see it 2 Saturdays from now. And then I know he's bringing several Powers covers. So cool stuff here. Lots of bricks on that one, signed by Bendis. And I think they're sending like some prelims. Yeah, here we go. I knew there was some stuff. Yeah, that's the OAX after party, says Marcus. Let's see here. Some more Powers covers and prelims. And yeah, we get to see the published image and not. Then there's that. There you go. Scott Wingo, there's some tentacles on this one. Never apologize. All right, Antoine, I won't. I know the Oming stuff looks. I love Mike's stuff. This is a pretty nice piece. Then yeah, that's right. He did a couple character pieces. So we got a Raven, a Red Sonia, which I don't think this was something for Nick. Maybe there were tryout things, or maybe he was just doing these for fun. I am not sure. And then, hey, if you're a Star Wars fan, we got Star Wars Adventures number 21 cover. I have no idea what the price is on it, but I think that's a pretty desirable piece. Look, it's like right after episode 1, right? I mean, Chewbacca didn't have his medal. And then, yeah, a Starfire piece just for fun, too, from Mike. That's pretty nice, too. Quality work. Oh, there's the color. Okay, cool. And then I don't know what this is. Looks like, who knows what we could have used those for. I'll find out. And that's it. That is all of the Oming artwork that I've got. And Star Wars, never heard of it, says Jeff Whiting. You got that right. Number one Marvel fan says The Hangover Part 4, OAX Orlando. Could be like that. Definitely could be like that. But hey, I can see my brother from another mother hanging out in the green room. Here is the Mr. Snorik. How you doing, man?
I'm good. You?
I'm good. I'm not hyped up on Zevia like I was the other night. I'm feeling pretty decent, which is good. I'm actually feeling like I'm getting a cold. It's weird. I mean, it sounded like Bob and Joey were sick, didn't it? They seem to have the sniffles, and just earlier today I started feeling like I'm coming down with something, and I never go anywhere.
I assume those guys are hungover.
Nah, you know what? I never. Well, but Bob doesn't drink though. I do know that he quit drinking 30 years ago or something like that. Wow. So he's been on the straight and narrow for a while.
Art imitates life.
Yeah, but look at you. You are starting to look smaller. Either that or you're
smaller. Yeah.
Either that or you're sitting further away from the screen. But no,
that could be too. How's that?
You still look smaller. I'm sorry,
Marcus. There's no Mannix. I'll tell you right now. Not for me anyway. A few nice Mannix pieces did get posted. I didn't.
There were. And I didn't pick it, but yeah, you're right. Jason had that very nice Nightcrawler and Wolverine piece.
Wolverine, yeah,
that stood out. God, what was the other Mannix piece? I forget. It was a very colorful piece, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. Oh, not a big guy. See, you're not a big guy anymore, Chris. So you can't go up on the sketchbook next month.
My boy, send in your thing art, everybody.
That is true. I picked some. I actually picked a really nice thing page over from the Heritage Picks that I think you might enjoy. Had Black Bolt on it. Have you seen that one yet?
I love Black Bolt too.
Oh my God! Then I found the page for you for next week. Yeah. Well, is that where I'm supposed to go next? Yeah, pretty much. I didn't have anything else to talk about. I wrote OAX down here, but I don't have anything to talk about OAX other than, like I teased earlier, there was an artist that I wasn't going to ask anything of them, because it's just like I just knew. I didn't know. Oh, clearly, I didn't know that. I just figured they'd just say no. And out of the blue, I got an email, pretty much saying that I want to do the exact same thing that I felt like I shouldn't ask them, and I had to wait a couple hours. It's like I didn't know how to reply to that, because it was such a surprise. But I hope that next Wednesday I'll be able to have that artist on and announce what the pre-con offering is, and the floodgates will open unlike we have probably ever seen before.
Oh my Lord,
it's that big. So yeah, fingers crossed, because the only thing we had talked about was that we wanted to get it out before New York Comic Con so that people could think about it, because it's that big. So yeah, I know. But
Simonson.
Oh gosh, I wish. But his name has come up. His name has come up about a couple things. I won't tell you. But his name is out there for stuff. Obviously, he does a lot of work with Hero, and I'm trying to work a bit with Hero for OAX with some of the auction related stuff. So, I'll tell you. I mean, basically, I talked with Jim McLaughlin, and he was like, "Well, he goes, you want me to ask Simonson if he wants to come?" I'm like, "Well, you can ask him. I know he's going to say no because he doesn't fly anymore, right?" And I said, "But when he tells you no, ask him to do an auction piece for us. I mean, it doesn't have to be 11 by 17. He goes all out on Baltimore, and that's fair. But I said, have him do anything, because and it'll be 100% for Hero as an auction piece. And if he did that, we might be able to get a few other artists to do it, like an extra piece that's 100% for Hero. And that'd be great. I mean, you'd love to have Walt there, but if we can get a piece of his art in the auction, I would be thrilled with that. So I think I'll probably hear about that before next Wednesday too.
So would we all?
Yes, exactly. So let's see, Alberta, what do you say? Hey, Bill, will we have a consolidated list of all the artists that are offering? I have been asked that. Yes, Kazra almost told me that's got to be my first thing to get done. I'm going to make a page on the OAX site that will have all that information on there, because I'm going to be announcing most likely like Daniel Govar's pre-con stuff by this time next week, and also probably a couple other artists as well. And I've still got, I'm just going to let everybody know, I've got Dan Brereton, who's coming on with pre-con stuff. Adam Kubert is going to be doing some pre-con stuff.
Ooh.
And affordable too. So just so you know, it's not like we're going for the home run, grand slam artwork here. Like Adam's doing, he wants to do 20 pieces. So he's doing some smaller stuff, but very affordable, less than what he would charge normally for doing something at a con. He's like, I'd rather want to get these out there special for people who are coming, and also let them know that I'll be doing these same things there, but they're going to probably cost $100 more, and I'll only be able to do 3 or 4 a day because I like to talk to people. So he wants to do a bunch before we do that. So yeah, we've got it. It's some other good announcements coming up. So it's definitely interesting. And a few other people, I've got a list that I'm supposed to, I talked with Kazza the other day, and he basically said, email those people because they're coming, and we haven't really talked about pre-con stuff, and it's not a requirement, but he just said, see what they'll do.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, let's dive into the heritage picks here, and I can show you off that Marvel 2-in-1. It's the 5th piece in this set here. Let's see, share my screen, window, and where are you? Doggone it. Okay, there you are. Thanks. See, I told you I'm a little slow tonight, everybody. Maybe I should have drank some more Zevia before I jumped into this. It's been stressful, I'll tell you. Just going through anything, wanting to work things out with Kazra, which we did. We've been wanting it. It's a lot of thought that goes into committing yourself to that, and it has definitely taken a bit out of me. So I picked this piece because everybody knows I really love Gene Colan, Howard the Duck. Hey, I'll take Howard the Duck, but this is, I think I noted it when I put it in the mailing, that this is my second favorite inker of Colan, Steve Leialoha. Tom Palmer being number 1, but both he and Leialoha are just fantastic, and so you get it's just a nice. I mean, look at that Howard panel there. It's fantastic. Leialoha is he's an amazing artist. Even today, I mean, whenever you get to see any of his con pieces that he does, they're still really nice. And not many people got Colan, right? Palmer and Leialoha definitely did. Notes. Are there notes? Yeah, there's always notes. So next up, I like this one. Irv Novick, Dick Giordano. It's not like it's a funny page. It's a lot of good action. For a DC page. I mean, look at this. And I think I read this as the Creeper, I guess in disguise or something, or maybe there's a different Creeper in the DC world. But yeah, I just thought this was a really nice page. I mean, the cape is what's cool about it to me, because it kind of just keeps, it's just a design element a lot through this. I mean, that's just goofy. His cape would never flow like that, but I just thought it was neat the way he's done it through there. And this is Giordano inks on it, so very solid. Inking on it as well. The
great movement.
Yeah, very, very solid. Next up, I know you just want to see what that thing page looks like.
I'm patient.
I know. So here's a Rich Larson, Sam De La Rosa, Judge Dredd cover. I don't know. It said Fleetwood Quality, 1988. So I don't really know what it's from, but imagery wise, this is awesome. I mean, I want it. I love anything 2000 AD related, and it's like the Law and Mega City 1 T-shirts, plushies. I mean, I don't know what the heck this thing was for, because it's almost like a gag cover, but you know, they got the hawker out in the street. I mean, it's a pretty cool image. I mean, I don't know what the hell it's going to go for. It's at 260 right now. You're under arrest, 30 years on the law, spread 'em punk. Halt citizen. I mean, this thing is freaking amazing. I love it.
I'm trying to place. I mean, Fleetway. It's probably a cover.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at the description because I did not read it. It says Fleetway, it runs in blah, 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 covers for a double issue created in ink Zipatone. So it doesn't even say. So maybe it was like a reprint. It says 2122. So it says double issue. So maybe some kind of a new reprint cover to something. But I could be totally wrong about that. But again, it's a great image, and I would like to add it to my collection. I might bid on that one. I was so mad. I put a good bid on something today. Immediately got to be the high bidder, and not 30 minutes later, somebody outbid me. I mean, they had to be pissed that they had to go as high because I actually put a bid in it that I thought I might get it.
Yeah.
And here, it's freaking Thursday, and I got outbid on it. So I'm disappointed. There were a couple CC Beck paintings in this week's auction. I thought this one was good because when I first saw it, I was like, he's like aping like a little bit of Mobius, Jean Girard in this piece, and the other piece is just totally not like it at all. It's like a classic CC Beck cover recreation. But when I saw this one, I'm like, damn, that's kind of cool. The colors are weird, and I liked it, and I like his approach to this piece because I see Jean Girard in this in many different ways. So, and who would ever think you'd be able to say something like that about a CC Beck painting?
Right. Yeah, this almost looks like a mashup.
I know. I didn't read again. I never read the descriptions on these pieces, but yeah, this is a pretty cool piece, and I hope it does well because
I would love to have a CC Beck.
Yep, very unique here. Now here we go. This is a piece. Jim Craig, Budiansky, and Bruce Patterson, Marvel 201 Annual 4-page.
Oh man,
look at that! I mean, there to there, and then look at this. I don't know who that. I remember this villain. He looks like a giant Surtur, kind of like fire-headed character, but that's a pretty nice page. And again, what was it? Annual 4, Marvel 2-in-1, and it's page 25. I like this one a lot. I mean, it's just classic.
Black gold, like cutting in from the side there. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah. So it should do well. This should do pretty well. I like it. You don't have unlike that artwork from last night. You don't have the thing giving Johnny Storm mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's a first right there. Mm-hmm. Haven't seen that before. Let's see here. This is a Neil Vokes piece. Jay Geldof inks from Untold Tales of Spider-Man: Strange Encounters. I just thought this was cool. I mean, I've always liked Vokes' works, but the composition on this piece was really nice, and the perspective going down to the city and the top of the Sanctum Sanctorum there. I mean, it's a nice illustration. I mean, I didn't think it was published. I thought it might have been a commission just because of the way
the composition feels like commission-y.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, I like the way it was inked. The kind of not heavily details in the face. It's more of a characterization. What's that?
Kind of Mike Goldenish, the cape, especially.
Definitely. So yeah, this is cool. I like this one a lot. Neil Vokes. Let's see here. I think I actually picked 11 pieces now that I'm looking at my tabs here. This was a Todd Smith and Rick Magyar Vigilante page, and I picked this one really just for the layout. It's just kind of crazy the way they did that, and they literally are cutting off the top, and it was funny. Even first, so I love the first 4 panels, and then when I kind of zoom into this, it's like it's just such a weird forced perspective. Throwing the character running out like that, and the other one in the street. It's just. There's something really interesting about the way they put this page together.
Even the word balloons are Dutched.
Yeah. It's an interesting piece, and I've again never read Vigilante, but I thought this was unique. I don't think we've seen something quite like that before, where the whole page is canted at the same angle. So pretty cool. And okay, so then Mark Teixeira Black Panther painting. I mean,
nice.
I know. Mark's fantastic painter. This probably was a con, some kind of con commission, but really nicely done. Love the lighting on Black Panther there. It's fantastic. Then I think I did get 11 this time around. Jeremy Bastian. I mean, we know how hard it is to get anything by Jeremy. So I mean, let's say it's only at $3. I mean, I should bid on this thing, but because I mean they're just so hard to get.
Display it though.
Yeah, no, true. But either way, I mean,
that over there, and then you just.
All right. Well, you got me on that one, so maybe I can't bid on it. But end of day though, very very cool to see that.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Mark Fong is saying Fleetway Publications was original publisher of 2000 AD and Titans, not
now
defunct.
Now.
Okay, now defunct. Okay.
Yep.
Marcus says we see shirtless guys running around Florida all the time. Yeah, that is partially true. So I picked this one. We seem to see a lot of Art Adams stuff around anymore, right? Because he's so prolific going to cons and knocking stuff out all the time. This looks like probably something he would have done at a con. I like the fact that it wasn't done in his usual black ink, green ink here for the Swamp Thing. These pieces when he does them. Yeah. So they usually go for like $1,500. So I'd expect this thing to kind of be in the same range, but it's probably on a 9x12. And then I picked this Alex Ross because it's got a Superman and Cap. Yeah, it was exactly. It's a Wizard prelim, really nicely done. And I mean, I've actually never owned anything by Alex. So and there you go. This thing's already at $1,100. So that just you put two DC and a Marvel character that popular.
His iconic versions of those two characters. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I guarantee that thing was only like 150 when I actually opened these tabs earlier today. So that one's going to do pretty well.
That's nice.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are my 11 picks for today. Apparently, I couldn't hold back.
Alex Ross had to make the cut.
He did, absolutely did, and so did Jeremy Bastian. I had set that one aside, and then I was like, I got to show it.
$3.
That's totally crazy, and his work is kind of affordable when it's out there, even though he's so rare. I mean, he's kind of an acquired taste, but he's so skilled that more people should want to have at least one example from him. But then if they did, the price would go up. So maybe we shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Alberto should buy the Alex Ross. Thanks, Jason. Yes.
The pusher.
Yeah. Jason is that. We were texting like 5 minutes before the show, and it was rather humorous because Jason's he's not pushy, but he usually gets what he wants out of a conversation. I don't know if you ever you know what I'm talking about. See, you're laughing. Yeah. So you've been that way. He's like a bulldog in anything. It's like it might be an art deal, or it's just not even a last word kind of thing. He's a winner. That Jason. You always want him on your team, whatever sport or game you're playing.
Yep, you name it.
All right, so why don't we show the EXP preview for tomorrow? As we know, I think I saw that maybe Alberto was supposed to be on, and now he's not going to be on. I was trying to follow that in the chat, but I couldn't see it very well. I had a good time hanging out with Nick last week, and it's every week at 7, and I really am losing my voice. I think while this thing's playing, I'm going to – oh, look, I didn't realize I did this.
Hey,
Zevia. Now this one,
official sponsor of the CAF update.
Yes, that should be. I saw somebody said that Kazra's first order of business needs to get a sponsorship from these guys. But the cool thing is like the first one I was drinking earlier, the cherry cola, it is caffeinated. All right, but this lemon lime twist is not. But it's still same sugar. So I can pound these all day and not stay up all night.
Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world. So I'm going to drink that while we're showing the EXP preview here. And again, Nick will be on tomorrow at 7 o'clock on the YouTube channel. Here we go.
Everybody, first and foremost, thank you so much for making this past Friday such a great show. It was riveting. It was fun. It was stressful leading up to it. Thanks to Paul Pappas and Alberto and Jeff Wedding and everybody who made an offer on the Amazing Spider-Man cover, and a special thanks to Alberto for the final claim. So hit that thumbs up, And this Friday, September 29th, we're going to have a lot of special pricing, some introductory price, and maybe a few higher end pieces. But we're also going to have art from artists that we've either never had before or hardly had before. So we should get into it. Did I mention that it's Friday, September 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific? Amy is shaking her head like, will you get going? All right. Barry, Windsor, Smith, Historic, Exo, Man of War, #1, page 13, inks by the beautiful, luscious Bob Layton. See what I did there? I used the B and the L. I've been asked for a little bit more of Fernando Pasarin, and here's a Fernando Pasarin 2-page spread, which people have been loving. We're going to do some packages. To be determined whether these Thanos versus Hulk pages will be sold as one item or two pieces of art, one lot. We have the unpublished Ryan Sook Spectre cover. This was the first version that wasn't published. I actually overpaid for this, so I'm going to sell it for less than what I paid for it. But that's my problem and your benefit. All right, then, I don't think we've ever had Trevor Von Eden art, and here's a beautiful Detective 507 Trevor Von Eden with Batman, Commissioner Gordon, and more. We're going to have this Chris Bachalo Uncanny X-Men 29 cover, The Death of Professor X. We're going to have Alex Ross Justice, original art, Doug Braithwaite pencils, Alex Ross paints, and how cool is it? Giganta versus the Atom as she tries to strangle the Atom. Really cool. I've been asked for Brett Booth to come back, so I have this double-page spread of Flash Forward that will be really well priced. We'll have a little bit of Titans. We're going to have Spider-Man by Jay Lee with Iron Fist. I don't even know why I'm putting this on the air. This is the only Jay Lee Spider-Man page I own, period. Then we're going to have Spectacular Spider-Man 253 and 253, page 14 and 15, with Craven the Hunter, Luke Ross, Dan Green. We might sell this as just one item. Why not? Then, oh, look at this. 1A. This is a 1A. This is A1. Ken Hazer, we've been stated that we haven't brought Ken Hazer lately, so Vampirella 25 cover, plus 3 commission cover art by Ken. Check it out. Then we're going to have this Howard Porter Aquaman cover. It's only going to be available this Friday. If it does not sell, it's going on my calf, and I'm keeping it. And, oy vey, I cannot get this right. This We Are Robin cover, it is going to be the most affordably priced John Romita Jr. cover we've ever had outside of Silencer. So this will be the most affordably priced Marvel or DC cover. Then we're going to have 2 color guides from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Why am I doing this again? Oh, I love Crisis on Infinite Earths. Okay, then we have other art. Let me see, what else do I want to show? Maybe a little bit more Ron Garney, we'll see. How about 2 sequential pages of Weapon X, number 5, pages 3 and 4. Let's see, we got some Bagley Hulk here. We sold that, similar to that before, went really well. A little bit more Brett Booth. What else do we got here? We got Uncanny X-Men. Tell you what, I'll show this. Uncanny X-Men 436, page 21 and 22. Package deal. We'll sell them together. This is one we're having fun with. JLA 104, 106, and 108. Decided to go with the even numbers. You know, kind of like Star Trek 2, Star Trek 4, Star Trek 6, all being the better ones. Then we're going to have recreations. Check it out. And do I want to show anything else? You know what? We'll do an undramatic reading on this Moon Knight because nobody likes my undramatic readings, so we're going to do it and wait till you see what we sell this at. What year did Moon Knight first appear? 1974? Who knows? Maybe we'll do it for $74. We'll see. Ooh, but Moon Knight's right there. Sacre bleu. Oh, he didn't say blue. He just said sock bat. All right. So, oh my God, the faces Amy's making with my bad jokes. I can't tell if she's like laughing at me or laughing at. I think she's laughing at me. So this Friday, September 29th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on the Original Art Experience. And again, hit that thumbs up and share. Sharing is caring. Have a blessed one. See you Friday at 7.
Yep, bongless Aquaman.
It's a sad Aquaman.
Yeah, it certainly is. So let's get into that calf update, shall we? But again, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the EXP, you can watch Nick hang out. He's going to show off his baby pictures when he had a perm, apparently. So be sure to get your screen grabs ready. You might not get to see him again, but they should be posted all over.
Barucci really wants you to move that Scott Collins show.
And I told them that too, because I don't book. Well, I mean, obviously I booked the date, but Jim McLaughlin brought me, that show. There'll be if things don't sell, but there's covers and stuff in this set too. I hate to tell you, I can't preview the images because they're actually on my laptop, so I have to move them over here. But I don't have an opening to put them on. That's the problem. I'd have to do 2 shows on the 21st with him at 2 and John and Moore at 9.
I loved him on Flash, and I got a couple pages from his Thing Freak Show miniseries that are awesome.
So you guys, would you like to see the images? I can work them over.
I wouldn't hate it.
Okay, well, while we're talking, because some of the stuff looked really good, and then Nick's going to demand that we move this show to another day. But yeah, I'll pull those over while probably while we're doing your pieces, I will, but then you have to stay to the end of the show though, because I'll show these. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get the calf update done, and then we'll get on to picking artwork here, or showing our picks for the week. So dealer results, a little better than the week before. So this is from, and then how could they not be, right, at $97,000 in sales? There was no way to go but up. Thank goodness we did, but this is from the 18th through the 24th of September. Felix did really well. So, I mean, what did he have? He sold a complete issue. Daniel Warren Johnson, Star Wars book. That's the #1 price thing that we'll see here in a minute. But Felix had 64,000 in sales. Mike had 50,000. Anthony had 31,000. Albert had 14, and Will had 11 and some change. So the top 6 sales from original art dealers next week. Let's go take a look at that. And like I say, it's 291,000 total. That was over the 97 from the week before. And what we got here is the Star Wars, and this is a whole book. It was issue 3, Star Wars, Darth Vader, black, white, and red.
Mike Turner on the screen.
Oh my God! Did my son? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the thing and not looking at the right thing. I clicked the wrong one. That was the auction video clip. Thank you, Chris. Because that wouldn't have been good. All right, now let's go back. I thought the 290 looked a little should have been 284. Ah, my goodness. All right, here we go. Let's get it right this time. Now that looks like Daniel Warren Johnson, and I guess it wasn't 284. It was 184. I'm telling you, I can't wait to go to bed tonight. But here we go. This is Daniel Warren Johnson, complete book, sold for $60,000. Issue 3. Yeah, Darth Vader, black, white, and red. Then several pages, I believe, to this were sold by Mike. This is Weird Fantasy 15, page 1 splash. Al Williamson art from 1952, sold for $15,000. That was the title page. This one's page 2 from that story, sold for $12,500. Just beautiful stuff by Al Williamson here.
Yeah.
And then one more page. This is page 3. So I don't know if it was a 3-page story or Mike just decided to break them all up or whatever, but great Al Williamson stuff, artwork here. Oh, yeah, it was 3-page. Why couldn't he sold that all together? I hate when that happens. All right. So anyways, this is the Andy Kubert art that was sold on Dueling Dealers the week before. It's from X-Men 20. Price on that one, $7,500. And then finally, Will's comic art page sold this Justice League of America 91 page from 1971. Dick Dillon, Joe Giella, $6,000 on the asking price for that one.
Great page.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now we can talk about the auction houses because it was $291,000 on the auction houses. I mean, I've already teased the first one, but that was down. We can't even count it against the last one because that had the signature auction results in it. So 291. I guess these days we'll take 291 as a fair amount. It's not the gravy days when they were hitting 400 for a while there. But let's see, auction house. Make sure I click the right video link this time. All right, here we go. Michael Turner piece is up first. So again, $291,000 on there, 36 and change. What do we got? Turner, this is from Witchblade 8, page 19, went for $2,600. Very nicely done, obviously. Then, of course, Daniel Warren Johnson. This was a complete issue, 17 pages from something called Alabaster, issue 1. But all the pages together, I mean, very different style. I mean, you can see a little bit of them in there, but sold for $2,500. Then you have this Paul Renault Black Panther cover, which is really stunning. I know, and I love that. It's went for $2,250. And then over at Heritage, this Alex Maleev variant cover to Justice League 2022 annual #1 went for $5,520. And actually, everything went for $5,520 in our top 3. You got the Stoko. This is a Batman black and white pinup, just stunning. And finally, this is a Wally Wood piece. I don't know how I didn't see this, but it's from a Daredevil like redesign sketches, all by Wally Wood, selling for that same price, $5,520. And sometimes it makes me wonder, like when I do my picks, are they slipping some auctions in there like after the fact? Because I really do look through all of them, and I don't remember seeing the Maleev, and I don't remember seeing the Wally Wood.
The Wally Wood was odd.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could pull it back up and look at it again. I mean, it is peculiar. I'd love to get the backstory on it. I should go back and just read why the heck, what it was for. And did it have his signature on it? Yeah, I got a link to it here. Let me just see. No, it's not signed. So, no, there's really no explanation for what or why.
Did it belong to Nick is the question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Or did Nick end up getting it? But yeah, it just mentions that it's pre-issue 6 because some of these elements ended up appearing in his costume in issue 6 and then again in issue 7.
Very cool.
So early stuff. Okay, cool. Well, while we're going to show your stuff now, I'm going to try my best to get the Collins pieces off. So it may be leaning heavily on you doing all the talking a little bit through here, if you don't mind. It won't take me long to do it, though. So let's see here. Let me get the first lot up here. Let me close that and go over to here. And just want to get that in the right spot. There we go. So first off, who's CAF Gallery in here? Eduardo Cavani. Okay, for 10-year member of CAF, celebrating their anniversary this month, and from Italy, of course. So this is a beautiful German Peralta. We know that name, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
From Mr.
I'm on kind of a Moon Knight kick lately, I guess, for some reason. I don't know what it is. I'm not a Batman fan, so I don't know why I'm a Moon Knight fan. But I really like the effect that he achieved with the muzzle flash, like cutting through the darkness here and like having that subdued shadow, and then like, you know, the kind of object source lighting from the muzzle flash I felt like was really well done. And I don't know, it kind of looks like Storm Shadow a little bit from G.I. Joe as well, so that was cool. But cool composition, like nice look at the character in the Mr. Knight outfit. So I thought that was cool. And then, like I said, I just really like the object source lighting from the muzzle flash out of the rifle.
I do as well. No, when I saw this one, and I didn't realize, I didn't look at the artist name, but German Peralta was the one who did that Galactus painting, I think that Mikhail got from the last mystery sketch. Really talented guy. I know he's going to be at New York. So if anybody's going to New York, go find him in Artist Alley with the Splash Page art group. I forget which other artists are going to be there, but I've never met German, but Mark has said he's a sweetheart, but
Very
he's
cool.
Incredibly talented.
Marcus is used to dealing with guys like Albert Moy, though, so everybody's a sweetheart to Marcus.
Isn't that the truth?
All relative.
Yes, that's very true. Sorry. Or maybe, what are you guys talking about? Me needing to go to the bathroom in here? I don't know what that. I'm trying to find these. Look, Alberto said it. Maybe I just want to go.
You're full of Zevias.
That's probably part of it. But all right, let's take a look at this next one because I'm trying to find the dang email that has all these scans in there and I can't find it. So here we'll switch over to this next piece. This is in Mr. Jason Ladwig's calf gallery. Lovely image of Banshee here, and we've got Nick Klein all over this one. So there, we get this like that. All right, take it away.
I'll probably take some heat for this, but Banshee is actually one of my favorite mutants. And obviously Nick Klein's amazing, but I just thought this was such a cool image of Banshee, like flying over the originally costumed X-Men here. And the sonic scream effect is awesome. It basically like unites the whole piece. I thought was great with the radiating sound waves. And then obviously mimicking, but slightly altered version of his wings or his cape or whatever you want to call that. And last but not least, I loved the like more cartoony, exaggerated facial expressions on the original X-Men at the bottom. So I thought this was a really cool piece. It almost had like if you guys know Tom Fowler, like the original X-Men feel a little bit like Tom Fowler at the bottom to me.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I do see that. This is nice. I saw, or what was it? Jason was lamenting that he missed out on this one. Yeah, no, this is a beautiful piece. And at the end of the day, I really like Nick Klein's stuff a lot. I was supposed to just click on it so we can see it in a little bit more detail. Yeah,
look at those sideburns.
Yeah, this is a slick piece.
It's got a collar. Come on.
Well, congrats to Mr. Ladwig for picking this one up and putting it into his collection. Yeah, this is great.
You see what I mean about the facial expressions, especially Beast.
Yeah,
it's really like over the top, like cartoony.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Huh. Larry was after this one too. I can see why a lot of people would want that one. A nice homage to the original run, of course. But yeah, that's fantastic. Let's see. Here we go. What do we got? Brayfogle, trading card art. I picked a piece of trading card art tonight too. Oh, Jason cool. G's calf gallery.
It's funny you say that because one of the reasons I picked this because it was trading card art. I feel like we don't showcase that a lot or even see it all that much.
I picked mine before I saw yours, so this is that's funny.
Yeah,
we didn't plan this, everybody.
I'm guilty of almost only associating Norm Brayfogle with Batman, so it was cool to see him like cut loose on another character. Obviously, he had a long run on Prime from Ultraverse too, so he's experienced in drawing these bigger muscly guys like Superman. He's got the mullet here, which is awesome. But just a really cool composition, and I have to imagine that when you saw this as a trading card, it just looked great because it would like fill up the whole thing with these crazy power effects. And the inking is really cool here, and the lightning and the energy that's coming off of these, I'm guessing, Kryptonian drones of some kind. But yeah, just really cool and highlighting Superman's heat vision. I don't know, big Brayfogle fan, so I thought this was a cool piece, being trading card art.
I mean, it almost looks like it has too much detail for a piece of trading card art.
Yeah, I would imagine that, like, I don't know if there's a second photo to like actually show the card, but I have to imagine they like pulled some of this back or like tried to pull it together a little bit with coloring because it is really busy. There's a lot on here.
Yeah. No, very nice piece. I like Brayfogle's stuff a lot too. And definitely has all of the earmarks of his style throughout this piece. So yeah, really nice. Really, really nice. I think you'll like the piece that I picked up too.
Cool.
Let's see. Let me get a like on this one. So the next up, what is this? What is this?
Come on, you played coy. Last week I was like, ooh, Kevin Nolan would do a cool Cyclops, and you were like,
well,
he is.
Every once in a while, Anthony, he actually showed me this. He was going to put on Dueling Dealers, and he was like, they make fun of you on the show for you liking Cyclops, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, here, let me send you a pic, and he sends it to me. I'm like, all right, put it in my pile. I'll take it. But
this does beg the question, though, Bill.
Yeah.
How does he activate the slot on his visor? Is it Marvel Universe? I think is a button on the side. Like, But
I always
then
thought it was a button on the side, and clearly he's not even touching his visor really, or maybe his thumb.
with his thumb, yeah.
Just barely. I don't know if it's that if he just needs to brush his thumb up against it. I don't know. You think he'd be having a lot of accidents.
I think Marcus mentioned that in the comments on this piece. But anyway, Kevin Nolan, I mean, he can, if you want to give me shit about Mike Mignola and Chris Somney, you might as well put Kevin Nolan on the list too, because he's up there.
Right. Well, you did pick a Kevin Nolan last week too. That's two in 2 weeks. I don't blame you. And there was it Justin Porter or somebody got there was a Wolverine, I think, that Anthony got when he got this one too. And the Anthony was, or the Wolverine that he had was just really, really nice. He didn't show me that one.
A Nolan?
A Nolan, yeah. It was on Dueling Dealers two weeks ago.
His stuff on the Wolverine, but like he did a couple covers, and one of them was colored by Mark Chiarello, and oh my god.
Well, I
think it's on CAF actually.
Well, maybe I'll show you what the piece was, because obviously you didn't see it. Right, you must not have been watching Dueling Dealers that evening. But I'm not going to like my own artwork, so I'll skip over that.
Self-liking.
So here we go. We got a Clay Man artwork from Batman Catwoman 11. This is in Jeremy Roberts' CAF gallery.
Yeah, I picked this because I don't know. I don't normally go for like the sultry female trope, but the inking on this was like so next level to me, like so cool, so painterly, so kind of, I mean, it's got like a, God, I don't know, almost like hybrid between like Sienkiewicz and Lark in some ways, which I don't really associate with Clay Man. Clay Man to me was kind of like I want to be a little more like Jim Lee when he started working for DC. And that's not really present here, which is maybe the reason that I like this so much. This felt like a little bit of a departure for me, but it's it's very dark. It's a little painterly in spots, but this is just a great image. It's like a, kind of a half splash, but yeah, I don't know. I just love this. I love the pose. I love the lighting. I love, this is a great piece.
Yeah, no, it is very nice. Wasn't what I would have expected out of Clay. I mean, that the background is just so loose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that works because it helps, kind of frame these 3 inset panels at the top,
which are tighter. Yeah, so like there's a deliberate stylistic choice with the main image.
No, I do. I like this piece a lot. And I'm not, I know Clay Man has a name as an artist, but it's like I'm not really familiar with his work. So when I saw this, I was like, is it normal for him to work like this? But clearly you're telling me not.
Yeah, it's a little different to me for him.
And Roy Draws mentions the heavy blacks look a little bit like John Paul Leon. I would not disagree on that one at all. Next up, DK Ruan, Spider-Man 2099. Look at that. This one is cool. I mean, the color's awesome, but just the fourth perspective
is so cool. Like the way he lands the figure in the middle of this, and like makes a little bit different. I guess what would I say? Textural choice almost with like the figure versus the cityscape versus the foreground, the backdrop. And the way he like wedges the figure in there, I think is so nice. To be honest though, I picked this because I read the description, and I think this is Justin's.
Yeah, Justin Porter.
What he said, he kind of like bought this on a whim. I actually almost bought this too, and I talked myself out of it because I was like, why would I buy this outside of the fact that it's awesome? And so like I get the fact that he bought this on a whim because I was in the exact same place with it. I really like this image.
But didn't we had a text exchange not a week ago where you bought something on a whim, seemingly, right? That the piece you posted to your CAF gallery. I almost picked it, and then when I saw you had picked mine, I was like, I can't. We're not going to trade picks tonight. I'm sorry to say, but it was a great piece.
Oh, somebody said this is for sale now. It wasn't for sale when I picked it. I swear to God.
Is it? Well,
no, it's not for sale.
Let me hit refresh. Maybe because I opened it up very earlier today. No, it still says not for sale.
Suck it.
Or maybe, well, that's what Mikhail says. I don't know, Mikhail. You never know. Maybe he's offering it up on Facebook in a deal, deal or no deal kind of thing. You never know. But it's a cool piece, though. But you were just saying, like, how do you buy something that speaks to you but really doesn't fit in your collection? How did you pick the piece that you bought? Because you said that very same thing to me.
I'm still struggling with it because and I've talked to people about this, like within the hobby, like some of my buddies in the hobby, I'm like, there's just like a piece pops up. It doesn't quote unquote fit my themes or whatever. And you kind of struggle with like, well, am I collecting a theme or am I collecting art? You know what I mean? And I feel like I have to have a theme. Otherwise, if I'm just collecting art, I'm going to be broke. So,
well, that is probably very true. I'm sorry, I was actually trying to get over to your calf gallery to find the piece. So since we're talking about it, we should at least show it. But yeah, I find it hard to do that, But I can't think of any time, at least since the pandemic, where I like just saw something that just I knew was not appropriate for my collection, but I bought it anyway.
And part of me struggles a little bit too, because I wanted something from DK Ruan I feel like for an age. And so then in the back of my mind, I was like, do you just want to like check that box? Like this might not be the piece, but it would check the box. So I don't know.
So there you have this. This is Chris's pickup. This was from Transformers 2. And I remember you said something like that. It's like, well, I'm not a big Transformers fan, but this was a great piece of art.
Yep. I told myself Soundwave had a gun, so I could at least throw it in the Guys with Guns gallery. So I justified myself that way.
Well, I mean, it is a very well done piece. I mean, I love it. I mean, I love the action lines and the way that this whole beating the ground like that comes up is just phenomenal. And then
this is a piece where I don't like to travel with art, but I would love for people like at OAX or someplace to see this in person, because the scan just, the old adage, it doesn't do it justice, is really true with this one.
And
thanks for showing it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, I felt bad, but I wanted to. It was in my picks for a while, and I was like, all right, I'll move it. But yes, great pickup and a good story. So then we have an Earl Norem. I'm happy that you picked an Earl Norem. I mean, you can. I don't know. For me, I didn't even have to read it when I saw the thumbnail. I was like, that's Norem, and and so it's a fantastic 4-piece. It's in what's his name? I Collect, right? Yeah, I Collect is what he's calling himself. And what do you got to say for yourself on this one?
So obviously, I love the Thing. I love the Fantastic Four, but the reason I picked this is because this is the first Fantastic Four I ever remember reading, and it was because my local library actually had this book in the children's section, and I had it at I checked it out for an untoward amount of time. I think I had this in my house for months, and I bet I read it 50 times. And I so clearly remember like this specific illustration. And I don't know, I love Earl Norem. I love He-Man, Masters of the Universe. And so, he did a ton of that. He did so much packaging art and covers, posters, and that kind of stuff for Masters of the Universe. So I do love Earl Norem. But yeah, this is a total nostalgia pick for me.
Sweet. Yeah, I've never seen quite that kind of a smile on the Thing, but hey, it works being a Norem painting here. I like it.
He smiles.
Yeah, I mean, and he did a lot of men's magazine art, and I mean, yeah, he's very, very prolific. Chuck Arnold says, "I think that the Invisible Woman uses Breck shampoo.
Her hair is bouncing and behaving.
It certainly is." Yes. What do we got next here? A Gil Kane, Joe Giella, Green Lantern 8th page. It's funny that these pages, from this era for Green Lantern, it's surprising how many are still out there and in what seems like really nice shape. I know. I'm always surprised every time I see one.
I picked this because I love Gil Kane on Green Lantern. This period of DC was really important to me when I was still collecting comics. I had, like a lot of these issues in pretty nice condition, which, I subsequently sold to buy my wife an engagement ring and pay for our wedding, but I'm not bitter about it. but the Ranians there at the bottom, and like this was almost a nostalgia pick for me. I don't have nostalgia in it for the respect, like I read these when I was a kid or anything like that, but I just dearly love this period for Gil Kane and for Green Lantern.
No, I do too, and I'm not a huge Gil Kane fan, but I do love the way he drew Green Lantern. Yeah, that's just great. And somebody said the Thing got laid. Did he? No, he didn't get laid. So Rick Welch, come on, man. I thought you were at least being honest. I didn't remember seeing it. So nobody got laid in this picture. For God's sakes.
They all got laid. Come on, they're celebrities.
Well, anyway, all right. Good pick. Thank you, Rick Welch, for that diversion. We got two more pieces here to look at for Mr. Snork tonight. This is who's Cap Gallery? Jonathan E.
So I tried my move of trying to get Jonathan to post a better scan, and very cool of Jonathan. He replied right away, but he told me this piece is already under glass. So respect for getting this thing on the wall. I have become a Philip Tan fan in the last maybe like 6 or 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of respect for what he does. I think it's very unique. I didn't initially appreciate it much, but it's really grown on me. And if I'm being absolutely honest, I kind of picked this because look how huge Colossus is on this cover. You want to talk about big men? Look at those guns. I'm not sure I've ever seen Colossus drawn bigger than that. I love it.
No, I mean, I think from an exaggerated standpoint, maybe like Joe Mad might have but even Joe Mad didn't come anywhere close to this. This is, this is pretty crazy. But
yeah.
it is an awesome image. I wish, obviously that they're not premium, so we wouldn't have gotten a much better scan. But
yeah,
it is a great looking image there.
And a crazy, like the way he wedged the team together to get that composition is really like clever. It totally works. Deadpool itty bitty in the front, X-23 coming over. Yeah, this is just a cool cover.
I like it. I definitely like it. And you got my like on there. So big fan, big man. There we go. So what do we got last year? Star Wars 17 cover from 2021. Yeah, I want. That's pretty amazing.
Oh man, that pencil shading is nuts. The technical drawing on this, like the X-wing is like perfect down to the nut and bolt. The likeness on Luke is perfect. If you want to call Vader's likeness a likeness, that's perfect.
That's brilliant. I mean, that's really, really nice. This would have to be a Lucas approved piece of art.
And such a great, like, heroic, like, composition, like the two, like main characters, basically, like they're battling it out in their fighters, but they're like showcased as characters in the back. This is, I mean, there's a lot to love here.
Yeah, this is very, very nice. And Alberto Gonzalez is the proud owner of this Star Wars cover.
He said, talk about not fitting a collection.
That's true. That's so true.
Beautiful though, Alberto. Damn.
He's spreading his wings. He's moving around a little bit in the hobby.
He's pulling a Wingo, as I like to say.
I wanted Wingo just to stay in his lane, collect his McSpidey.
Yeah, be a McSpidey fan. That's your name. Come on, man.
Yeah. Then he had to go into the Cockrum X-Men markets. Mm-hmm. So and he had his competition over there. But no, very nice piece. And hey, I found the Collins stuff, so I'll throw that over here into your tab, and then we can see if I can get that over there. There we go. So let's see. What do we got here?
Ooh, look at that Doom. That pops out already.
Yeah, you can see just from looking at the thumbnails, he has 3 pieces, a Doom, a Flash, and a Black Panther that are sketches, and then everything else is going to be published. So let's take a look here. Again, I didn't look at everything too closely. So we got some Flash Secret Files page. And this is the weekend of New York Comic Con, everybody. This is that Saturday. So we've got just something from the Flash issue 184. Hazelwood inks on that one.
Another Wizard. Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
Avengers.
okay, so, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize EMH. What does EMH stand for?
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, duh. Okay. All right. Time for Bill to go to bed.
Yeah.
So there we go. I had no idea. I thought it was all Flash. So we got the Doom piece. Then we've got another Flash 188 piece here.
Another nice weather wizard there.
I'm glad you know these characters, Chris. Thank you for being
I
here
love
with me.
Flash. Yeah.
So we got nice kind of convention sketch piece there. Hey, this Earth's Mightiest Heroes right here. Cap and Iron Man.
Cool upshot with Cap there on the left.
Yeah. And then what else we got? So Flash 46 page here.
I think you got Barry and Wally. Nice.
Oh, look at this page. This is really nice.
That's a beauty.
Flash 55. We got some skulls and some skeleton demons over here. Those are probably some Speedish related crazy creature villain. Some from Captain Cold. It looks like a prelim. I don't know.
I think.
Oh yeah, it does say prelim up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a cover. Looks like it had room for a trade dress on it.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, this is Flash 185 page. We got the Black Panther sketch. Kid Flash Lost. Kid Flash Lost, issue 3. Nice. That's pretty good. King Shark issue 3. That is that's a good image.
If you like gore, you want blood, you got it.
Yep. Then here we go. We got a Flash cover. Some kind of a Valiant or a variant cover, I guess is what it says. Variants.
But talk about taking the worm's eye view to the like nth degree.
The boot, yeah.
And that's under his shoe.
It actually says, you can see up in the title, it says Flash movie cover. So a variant to that, and then this says it's a prelim to Flash Secret Files 3. Looks, yeah. I mean that's a lot of work in a prelim.
Name is I can't remember that big metal guy's name. Nick will know it.
Another big guy.
Yep.
Yes. Let's see here. Nick's saying he's claiming Flash 46. A little too early for that though. Here we've got another. Looks like Justice League.
Yeah.
Variant cover prelim. Another prelim to Flash 8.
I like those marker pieces. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's it's a little different than we're used to seeing.
Kind of like blocking it in.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's the only other scan I got from him right now. But I think he's supposed to be sending me another email or two with stuff. So there you go. There's my preview of my sales show with Scott Collins in a few weeks.
Scott Collins might actually want you to move that show based on Nick's reactions in the chat.
I will talk to him about it because I mentioned it to Jim, and Jim's always like, I don't care, because he had a sales show on during San Diego, and I was like, we can't do it, man. We just can't do it. Nobody cares about it. I'm like, even if we're missing 20% of our audience, that's a lot. And he doesn't care. I'm like, well, whatever. So maybe I'll talk Collins out of it though. Double the prices and reschedule the show just for Nick Alberto.
Buyer's premium. Call it a buyer's premium.
Yes, exactly. Antoine says I prefer Tom Collins. Okay, I understand that.
This time of year?
Maybe not this time of year, but
up here.
All right, let's take a look at my 10 picks, and we can call it a night. But Nick, I will ask Scott if he'd like to move it to the following Saturday, but I can't make any promises. So let's see here. So where's my art? Hide that window. Get the new art in there. And there was a lot of things I wanted to pick this week that I just kind of passed on. This is in James Calf Gallery. James had that nice Paul Smith piece too, but this is Ron Friends, Joe Sinnott from Thor 411. He's fighting Juggernaut. I love this issue. Kind of, it was a very fun issue. But it's just
two-handed hammer throw.
Exactly. And part of it, I love the last panel where he's chucking a bus full of people at Thor. He's screaming, "It's blood!" And just again, it's almost as good as mine. But you don't get Juggernaut from the front, but you don't really. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a great piece. Friends' is art. I mean, he's just always rock solid, in his work. And I mean, just can't go wrong. With Joe Sinnott inks over Friends. I mean, this is just a It's just a beautiful page. And again, I thought about picking the Paul Smith piece, but I really like this piece. I could buy, if I had a lot of money, I would buy Ron Friend's art all day long, because from this era, his Joe Sinnott, I mean, what Thor work, you name it. I mean, he's just awesome. Oh, your first appearance. That's right. I think isn't that right? New Warriors were like the last page of this book too, or something like that. So, yep, very good. So, congrats to James. James is always picking up stuff. And then look, I picked the Star Wars piece by Michael Golden.
Oh, this is cool. Look at these shapes.
I was just gonna say it's all about shapes on this piece, and and it's so funny because you take anything out of it, I don't know, just a weird. It's all about the shapes. That was all I wanted to say about it, because it's all about construction on this thing. Yep. He's handling a very dark scene with weird reflections on just different shapes throughout this thing to pull it all together. And because if you look at like any one's like cross section of it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then you just kind of pull back and look at the image by itself, and it's great. I mean,
the depth that he gets too, with just like, it's so graphic, but it's really deep.
Agreed. I mean, I love this piece. Because he does a lot of these at conventions, right? I mean, and a lot of them, I don't know, they're good golden pieces. This is a great golden piece. So I mean, you could see this done as a print. This could be like a Mondo print or something. It's just so smart and well done. So
the way he draws, the way his technical drawing is like still just top of the heap.
Yep. And who? Oh, Jimmy Lawrence. Okay. But
that's a good. Antoine makes a good comment there. It is a little like reminiscent of Kirby in a way.
Yeah, very true, Antoine. Yeah, this is See, I would love to own this piece, but congrats to Jimmy.
Gorgeous.
Then I got another one. This is from Mikhail's Calf Gallery. I have no idea who the artist is. Artyom Trakhanov.
Yeah.
So you're familiar. So I just, and again, this is kind of back to the shapes. So it's kind of like it's almost like a cubist piece, right? They're just using shapes to.
It's collage-y kind of in a way with all the different like patterns. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had this one set aside because there was something else that Mikhail had posted I really liked, and but I kept coming back to this one. Like, it's the other one was just really good, but it wasn't something that was out of the ordinary. And this piece just stood out as being something unique from an artist whose name I was not familiar with at all.
Yeah, this guy's stuff borders on like street art, or you could see it as fine art in a way, but it's just really good graphic design. That's being employed to indicate a character.
Well, there you have it. And Ron Lim said that the TIE pilot wasn't screen accurate. Well, you would know. Yes, he definitely would know. Let's see, what is it? Mikhail needed a reminder to pay for this. He probably did not. Yes. So we all know about the drama of the week. Yes, but it did pass and it did get paid for. But again, I thought this was pretty slick, and I forget what the other piece was that Mikhail posted. Oops, why'd that disappear? He's
posted a few of those. He has a whole sketchbook full of those Trakhanov Star Wars figures.
Does he? How did I miss that? Maybe that's what else did he post there? I thought there was a couple other. I don't know, but I felt like he had posted something else I thought about picking. Well, he's got a good eye that he does. Yeah, you gotta hang out. Don't leave the show until afterwards.
Okay.
So okay, back over to here. There were a couple Joe Kubert pieces posted this week that I really liked a lot.
I didn't want to pick Kubert either. I felt like I would take heat for that too.
I know, but I don't care about it. I mean, this doesn't have Hawkman.
Viking print stuff is so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I just really enjoyed this piece as far as the layout. I know it's kind of odd with the really long narrow panel being your kind of lead into it, and then the way he's done these other. I mean, it's almost like he didn't know what to do with it, but he felt like probably just because he's fighting this serpent that it made sense to do the panels that way. But
it almost comes off as like vignettes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at the width between these panels too. It's kind of funny, but he breaks it up with the these craggy lines beside these the text boxes here. It just works. I mean, I love Kubert. I really am angry. I got to get myself some Kubert in my freaking collection. Or I'm going to go crazy because it's still you can still afford it. You maybe not the Hawkman pages anymore, everybody, but you can still afford a good Kubert that isn't a war story. War stories are any pages are still. You could say those are very affordable, but
I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I still kick myself for not picking up that Hawkman page from Berkey.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do it. And then just as I made up my mind, it got claimed. I was like, ah.
Yeah. And I saw it before the show, and I thought the same thing. But, back at that point, you just kept telling yourself, there'll be another one. $8,500.
They've seen.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a few, but his was like $8,500, and now you're seeing them all at 14 and up minimum, and now when it was $8,500, it would have been a stretch for me. Now it's like, how do you justify that? So, and Marcus says the Viking is not screen accurate. Okay. So this is a piece by Dave Palumbo. I think I've picked a few pieces by Dave in the past. He's done a lot of work in the sci-fi fantasy area. He's gotten 2 or 3 gigs with Marvel. I know that he's done card art work for them, kind of like E.M. Gist has done. But Palumbo he's definitely more, I don't know. He has more of a traditional painterly style, I think.
Yeah, it's more like feels fantasy-ish.
Yeah, and he's got. You should see his prelims are cool. He does them in like this red and almost like a red and a bluish black to work out the tones in his mind. Like if you saw a prelim for this, it would just blow your mind because it's not anything. He doesn't even try to get the colors right. He's all about working off the tones, brights, and the contrasts. And when he feels he has like a winner, and he does them small. And he's like, when he feels like he's got like the perfect composition and the balance between the lights and the darks, he jumps right to this. So very interesting person. If you're not familiar with Dave Palumbo's work, check him out. I can't remember his domain name, but again, most of his work not in comic related stuff, but he's done some covers for Dark Horse, some Predator, maybe, or maybe it's Aliens, or maybe it's Aliens.
That rings a bell.
Yeah. So he's an amazing talent.
Cool.
And let's see here. Then a nice Steve Ditko Journey into Mystery page. I just I want a Ditko in my collection, and this thing is unbelievable. It's like I love the beakers and the whole scientist lab. When I first see it, I have like a flashback to, something from Wrightson because he's doing all this stuff. But it's Ditko and Ditko doing some cool stuff. The spider webs. This guy kind of looks like a J. Jonah Jameson character. This character coming through the window, breaking into the lab. I mean, I don't know anything about the story, but this is, it's an absolutely fabulous Steve Ditko page, and I'm super jealous of this one.
I agree. It's very cool.
And who was this again? Michael Malliot. Very good collection. Not a premium member. How is that even possible? He must have forgot to pay his premium membership. Because he always was. I always remember sending him a thank you once a year. Anyway, so yeah, congrats. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, we could have got a bigger scan from him. Prince Valiant, Scott Green's collection, Hal Foster, of course. So, I mean, whenever you get a nice Hal Foster on cap, I think it's always worth featuring. I mean, they're
insane.
Is cool. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's beautiful. And I look at it. Rough seas here, and then he just fills the rest of the sea in black over here. Just really gorgeous stuff. I mean, and then it just keeps getting better as you go down. I mean, I look at this. This whole panel here is amazing. I mean, oh God.
What a draftsman. That's just incredible.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way, I've never really read like Frazetta bios or anything, but how could he not have been heavily influenced by Foster?
Absolutely.
It's impossible. Foster had to be like the guy that so many artists in the
him or Raymond
60s. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, great piece. I'm always happy to see this stuff on CAF. This I kind of waffled on this one for a while. This is Michael Maria piece, Draculina variant cover, and it's in Mickey's Calf Gallery. And it's kind of back to the Scott Collins piece with the boot or the flashes. But I just think this is a great composition. I mean, all the bats through it, above her,
tough angle,
completely crazy angle. You get the moon in the background. I'm assuming those are wings. I mean, it's sharp, man. I mean, it is. I mean, the more I look at it, I just think it's a really gorgeous image, really well
awesome
rendered.
Textures.
There's nothing wrong with that piece. And yes, and Nick, of course, knows a little bit about Draculina since this is a dynamite piece. But Nick, this is a winner, man. I mean, this is such a gorgeous piece. And Mickey's collection, of course, continues to grow and grow and grow. So here, my card art right here. This is in Dave Kopecky's Calf Gallery. We know that Dave is he's a fan of the '90s and he's a fan of
lover of Jim Lee.
Yeah. So here you got Jim Lee, Alex Garner inks, and again, back to the whole detail thing. You had that Superman piece. There was a whole lot of extra detail in a piece that's going to end up being printed so small. Same thing here, but this is it's just really, really nice. And Garner's inks, it's I can't say I'm like, I'm really familiar with Garner's inks, but they had a little bit of different. I think if Williams might have done it, it might have felt a little different, but I like it. I love the detail on it. It's solid.
He might not have. I'm not sure Williams would have made like that. He might not have gone that far.
Because doesn't this kind of look like Dan Green inks in a weird way? It's when I'm looking at it, like if it was like Dan Green inks over like Adam or Andy Kubert or something. There's something about it. But either way, bottom line, it's a really nice image for a piece of card art. And Mr. Kopecky, I know this was a perfect fit for him. So
I also always love to see Jim Lee on the Wildstorm characters. That's a moment in time.
Quite true. And then this was an artist I wasn't familiar with. I mean, although we've talked about him before, it just didn't ring a bell. Sammy Basri.
Yeah, Sammy Basri on the show.
Yeah, but I think that when I clicked his name, I think there were several pieces on Calf, which surprised me. But yeah, this is I love the choice of just the yellow and the gray tones on it. As a again, this is a commission, right? Yeah, it's just a commission, but fun. I mean, really fun, and the composition's great. The way the yellow is just kind of spotted throughout there, but it really kind of helps balance out the overall piece. I mean, it's really nice. I want to see more stuff by this artist.
The layered tones like work really well, and then to your point, the yellow just kind of like in spots busts it up a little further.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's like this is clearly it's painted, so it's blended really well. But it's like this. There's like a Travis kind of feel to the way the composition, but without any like detail. Like Travis would there'd be a lot of rendering going on in the face here, and a lot of hatching, and all of this, and yet he's achieving all of this with these flat, really rich grays, and because there's not a lot of difference in the quality of the gray tones, throughout this mid range here, but man, he's doing a lot of stuff here that's.
The kitty, it's Kitty on the right there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That even the pose is Travis.
Right. Clearly influenced by Travis, but man, putting their own stamp on the approach to the detail on it. So
really cool. It looked great as the show graphic.
Oh, Dave Kopecky's in here too. Yeah, congrats, Dave. That card art was awesome, man. It really was. So. Cool. And let me make sure I got this right. So Derek Chan. I don't know if I've ever been in Derek Chan's Calf Gallery. 5-year member. So I'll have to check that out. Yeah, not a name I'm familiar with on Calf. So there you go. Those are my picks. Pretty good, huh?
Killed it.
I think we both did really well this week.
Well, thank you.
Hey. So yeah, don't leave. I wanted to run something by you in the green room after we're done here, but hey, we got done before midnight. That's always a good thing. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. It's been a lot of fun as always. We've got tomorrow off, and then I'll be back at it Saturday, 2 p.m. with Dennis Cowan, and you got the preview, Superman artwork, Silver Surfer artwork, and a Lobo piece that nobody can identify. But it'll all be available on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Bring your questions, everybody. This is my 4th interview with Dennis. I'll tell you, they kind of get a little harder every time you kind of go back to the well, unless they're Dennis, at least he's always working, so I can talk about new stuff with him. But yeah, it's like, and Chaykin, you just need to throw him in a room and he'll be able to fill an hour of pretty much anything he wants. But yeah, the more shows I do with people, the more I kind of go into them a little bit cold, wondering how are we going to fill an hour? But we tend to do it anyway. But thanks everybody. Enjoy your Friday off. I hope to see you on Saturday, and we'll see you again real soon.
See you guys.